知らない言葉を覚えてゆくたび面影の中手を伸ばすのだけど一人ではわからないこともあるのかもしれないさよならは苦くて愛してるわ遠い匂いがした例えようのないこの想いはとても怖くてだけどとても愛しくて私なんて泣いてるんだろう心になんて答えたらいい言葉はいつでも語るでもなくてそこにあるばかり募るばかり私はあなたに会いたくなる
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode, somewhere in the 30s, I don't know, of Choochagatari, Unlimited Train Works, Video Game Choo-Choo's anime podcast. I hope you're doing well in these times. With me is LV.
We're here to provide you company,
Yeah.
and comfort, and, some interesting conversation. All three of us.
Good.
It's just, just sit back and relax. Well, no, if you're going somewhere, unfortunately, and have to go somewhere, unfortunately, if you have no choice but to go somewhere, just, de-stress.
Yeah, we're here to protect you, don't worry. Podcast waves cancel out. They don't actually. I'm not going to say anything that will confuse anyone. I'm sorry. John is also here.
Wash your hands and stay inside if you can. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, with most people, well, no, I won't even say most people. With people spending more time at home now, it's a good time to watch anime, I think.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, catch up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting caught up on a bunch of things.
Yeah, watch the stuff you haven't watched before.
Yeah. Don't listen to those people who on Twitter who are like, well, now's the perfect time to watch One Piece or Gundam.
Full of shit.
Get them out of there. Don't listen to those people.
Right.
They are crazy.
No,
They're trying to drag you into their cult, and you don't do it.
I think something like One Piece is, everything is a wordy suggestion, but like One Piece will always be there. I think this is like a nice time to explore something that you probably won't think about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
nice,
lighthearted, like there's nice stuff out there too that can, if you're stressed out, watch a fucking Euro Camp or something. I don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah. Just watch that over and over again.
Watch Hanamatsuri. Hanamatsuri? Yes.
Hinamatsuri?
Hinamatsuri. Thank you. That's a good one.
Yeah. I think that's what
I was thinking of Hanamonogatari also. That's why I combined the two.
that might be not.
That's not a good one. No, don't watch that one. But yeah.
Save that for after this is over.
After this is over and you need to die or something. I don't know. Okay. We're not talking about One Piece on this thing.
Not yet.
No,
we'll see.
I'm going to set it right now. Unless one of you wants to get into it, that's your choice to make, but we are not ever going to allow One Piece here. No offense to the One Piece fans out there. You're all valid, except for when I have to see some of the people who are on that fucking... Oh, I don't know about some of those characters. You ever see, like, the giraffe?
Not really.
The what?
There's a giraffe in, like, a baseball player outfit in One Piece.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of those. I don't like them. I don't like looking at them.
I would say it's very... Well, actually, I don't have words for it.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
Right?
Eccentric. That's a good one. It's
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Anyways, we're going to talk about Violet Evergarden, which was our anime of the month. I picked it. And yeah. I guess I'll do the short summary. There's Violet. She writes the letters. She has robot hands. They're not robot hands. I don't know.
Love this deconstructed summary, which is about right, honestly. Yeah.
She writes the letters, and she goes around. She killed millions of people, and she's doing her best. Yeah. That's all of a summary I need to give for the anime. I don't know. We'll talk about it in further detail here. So I picked this, and I was rewatching it, and I liked it more the second time, I think, although I have some opinions that I think changed, which I'll get to that later. Let's see. Elvie, you can go first.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I really loved it. I tried to start this series like a while ago when it did come out initially, but I just never got around to finishing it, right? And now I think this was like actually my first proper time sitting down with it and like watching it in full. And yeah, overall, I really loved it. It's a beautiful, beautiful series. And unfortunately, this is something I have to mention. Like, this was like probably like the last credit, really, or I think the upcoming movie. Like,
yeah.
The upcoming new movie. Like, there's another movie of the series, right? Unfortunately, might be the last credit for, unfortunately, a lot of lives lost with the Gianni fire. So, and I think it's, that's like powerful. I think for something beautiful like this is, just to, linger on that a little bit more. Not going to do that any longer, but like, this is beautiful art, right? This is like a magnificent like art piece where it's like, oh wow, this is very touching and very symbolic in ways of like, this is basically a series about love. And not necessarily romantic love, but learning about love and understanding what love means, right? So, this will go into one of my complaints later, but right, like it's kind of like confusing at first because in a way the series was weirdly marketed for some reason. They felt they need to mention the idea of robots, right? So this is kind of like a setting where it's like a pseudo post-war, not quite steampunk. It's definitely not that. It's more like an advanced kind of, I don't know what's the word. There's another word for it. Kind of like a proto-industrial society that's a little more advanced than it would be in real, like in what history kind of told us. But it's not steampunk. This is not that.
Yeah.
But her prosthetics are definitely like a little more advanced than I think what that time period that this is based on would be having, right? They're very mobile in a way that's like not like, and very tactile in a way that's not. I don't think, from my understanding, prosthetics like from that time period that they're based on,
especially
like,
not.
They're not that advanced, yeah. But something to that sort, right? It's a weird pseudo like Western Europe, post-war world, yeah, like, she kind of has this robotic personality. She is Violet, the main character, which is what the series is named out of. So she's the main focus. We're in her perspective. She basically was a child soldier. She unfortunately was conditioned and raised to be this child soldier. So she came out of that now trying to cope and, like, adjust to society. And, right, she finds this kind of ghostwriting group, where they mainly focus on writing letters for people who don't know how to, or, like, and, like, a big thing about that is, it seems like they do boring stuff, like, technical writing. Like, they do stuff for, like, companies or, like, are writing letters for, like, I don't know, like, businesses and stuff. But also, like, they have personal one-to-one clients with people who don't know how to convey their emotions in writing. And that's, like, a very powerful thing, like, training writing as this art. And, like, how do you understand someone else's emotions, right? How do you understand someone else's personal experiences? And, like, for Violet, this is kind of her, for Violet, being able to get this job as her way of, like, kind of integrating back into society. She needs something to do, right? This is her way of just trying to understand how normal humans work, essentially, through this job, because she's having now these personal one-on-ones with all these different clients that she gets, right? She overcomes that hurdle in the beginning where, like, she has to prove herself that she can write at all. And at first she, like, is very disappointing. Like, she unfortunately, like, is very stiff and robotic. She upsets that one woman who's kind of, like, odd. And that, like, it's like, I love this, but she's doing that thing where she, like, loves someone, but she doesn't want to admit it, and that's, like, kind of, that's troubling, and for someone who doesn't understand what that means, it's like, it's confusing, right? Like I don't like, how do you teach someone like, here's this conflicting feeling where someone loves someone but they don't want to express it entirely or be too forward, right? Like you don't, like, there's these societal norms too that are not quite, that make you, like, there's a lot of things in the series that makes you realize like, oh, we have a lot of these societal norms about romance too that are not really right, and I'm not sure why they're normalized, right? But yeah, like, overall, this is like a wonderful series because I again, like I said earlier, it's not necessarily about romantic love entirely, but it's also about just different sorts of love, like a lot of familial love, which I appreciate, especially, especially kind of like, I feel like this relationship between Violet and the Major is kind of honestly ambiguous. There's this kind of this, at least to me, there's kind of this framing where there might be something romantic about it too. But I feel like it's more ambiguous than that, especially since it's a troubling thing where she's coming out at, and that was like the only person in her life up to that point that she felt like, well, she didn't understand it, right? She didn't quite understand it. That was the only person who technically expressed care for her, despite the idea that she was conditioned to be a quote unquote tool. And then now this person's no longer in her life, and like, how does she cope with that, right? And So it's like, yeah, there's like very like heavy stuff they explore with that too, and like how does someone get out of codependency essentially, and dependency out of the fact that they needed this person as a way of coping through their trauma, and like, how do you get out of trauma by yourself, like, how do so it's a lot. It's really good. I think one of my favorite episodes is I think I'm torn between episode 3 and I think and then the other episode where she visits the dying mother, and she has to write letters for her child. Episode 3, I believe, or 4. I believe episode 3 was the episode in which she has to write letters for this princess, and who has to write on behalf for her, basically betrothed, and like building up to that engagement essentially. And I felt like those 2 episodes, and I think I'm stuck on those 2 episodes, and I'm not sure which I prefer more because they're basically about the same thing about maternal love. I felt like. The first episode I mentioned involving the princess. Although the main thing was the relationship between her and this like suitor, there was I felt like what was more important in that one episode was her relationship with her caretaker, and it was just very touching, especially at the end of the episode where she kind of has to learn how to mature, and this idea of like literally leaving the nest that now she's going to get married, and the whole topic about her being like underage is like a different thing, which I will probably talk about later. But I felt like how they handled that was kind of interesting too. But speaking on the caretaker relationship specifically, I thought that was like a very, very like touching thing, especially when you talk about the idea of like someone who's technically not biologically related to you, but this person has been with you your whole life. Like, I really appreciated that. Like, I felt like that was, like, the first familial relationship they brought up, and this was not a familial relationship that was blood-related, too. So that was kind of really powerful. But then the whole thing where, like, later on with the episode where she visits the dying, it was like, up front, you go, the episode's like, oh, why is she writing? Like, my theory was like, oh, is she writing this mom's will to her daughter? Like, but no. In the end, it hits you, was like, oh my gosh, she's writing a series of letters that will secure this daughter for like most of like the rest of her life. And like, I don't know, I was shocked like how I didn't cry until maybe that episode, right? I was like, wow, that's insane. That is insane. But I don't know, like, I felt like those 2 episodes that focus on this like maternal relationship with a daughter, whether blood related or not, like, were very powerful, and those stuck out to me the most. So like, I felt like they were also personal to me too. Like, I feel like I have a strong relationship with my mom, so it's like, oh wow, this like, oh, this is hitting me, right? And yeah, overall, again, just speaking on the positives of the series, like focusing on the positives right now. I just felt like it was a good overall series, and I'm glad that it focused on all sorts of relationships that didn't necessarily, narrowed down to something romantic, right? And that's what I like the most. It really was someone's personal healing journey about exploring all sorts of different emotions, and how do you reel from them, or how do you translate that into thought or speech, right? And then just words. Sometimes you don't need a voice, you just have the written word, and that's kind of like the whole big thing about this series.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, for sure. I should make a better response than that. I don't know. You made good points. No, definitely. I think that is the fact that the show is. I appreciate it. I think like both of you were saying in the beginning that you had different things you were questioning, LV. Where John was saying not to spoil your takes or anything, John. I don't know if they changed or anything, but you were saying, John was saying that that it was too formulaic for a while, up to I think like episode 7 or so, which is fair because it does follow a very same formula.
Yeah. Like it's extremely formulaic. Like even the good episodes still like hit those exact notes, and you know, like there's sometimes where you kind of lose yourself in it because it's just like, yeah, you know, it's fine. I'm just enjoying this episode, but still, like every single episode is she gets called up for a job. She shows up to the job. There's always a scene of someone marveling at her hands. There's always a scene of, you know, her not really understanding the person. And honestly, that lessens as it goes on, and I'll get to that in a bit. But, you know, it's just very, very formulaic. Her fucking up writing, and then after a little bit, she interacts with the person. She learns their backstory, and then she finally can write perfectly for them. It's just boom, 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 boom. And as time goes on, they do throw a couple of wrenches into there, and it's less formulaic, but it's still very similar, and, you know, it's okay, though, because it still tells good stories at the end of the day.
Well, I think after the episode with the comet and Leon, that man, where they were doing the books, I think after that they really stopped with the like, oh, she can't write, or where she's having trouble with it or anything. She's definitely like nailing it pretty consistently, I think, and then they talk about something else in the time that they would have spent with that. But LV's complaint was that not enough of the world was being shown, and I think like the thing with that with both of those complaints is like it's very much, I do agree that I think the series spends a lot of time at the beginning being too formulaic for sure, and then I think I think they could have spent more time on Violet in the beginning too, but I think that the second part, specifically like episode, I think it's like 8, 9, and 10, or maybe 7 and 8, I don't remember. Either way, all the ones that focus on Violet specifically are really good.
I think it's strange because I don't even know if I'd count those as focusing on Violet per se. Like, my take is that I think the best episodes of that show are the episodes where it's more other characters bouncing off of Violet instead of Violet being the main focus. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you talk about the episode with the little girl and the mom. You talk about the episode with, I'm trying to think.
The princess, or what are you?
Yeah, with the princess. Yeah, that's also a good one, too. Where it's episodes about other people, but they are interacting with Violet, and their lives are being impacted by her.
Yeah.
Like, that is, I think to bring up, like, your issue with how you feel like it's just... where not that she's kind of like some bastion savior. I think that's like what your issue is. You feel like she's just like some weird perfect. So yeah, I think the episode with the writer, and then he's having like these hard trauma, like, you know, the loss of coping over the loss of his daughter, and he's projecting his daughter over her. I think that's like an example of like your problem, right?
Yeah.
That was one of my least favorite episodes because like in theory it was fine, but then it was just like she's got the same hair color and
it got
does
weird.
the fucking like she's
like, she's blonde, right?
Yeah, and she's like randomly standing outside. Like why the fuck is she like going outside with the parasol and standing there with it? Like what? Like why would she do that?
So I was gonna say that's the part that I like about the series is that all of them take this time to like actually focus on like not like very subtly, I guess, like gradually add to her development and like. Mm-hmm. So for example, like the reason I think like she's standing out with the parasol is like she has never considered a parasol, right? Like that's the type of person that she is, and like how her life has been. Like she's like, what is this? This is crazy. But she's so like, you know, stiff about everything because she doesn't like know how to express herself that like I think
I guess
that's what I thought anyways. But I think like my favorite episode is the one where she just snaps, I guess. Like
sure, yeah. I mean, I was just sitting there and like that whole episode, it felt really like manic pixie.
No, for sure, no, exactly. Like, that's the part that I was gonna say is like I agree with you about that episode specifically because like the actual main plot of that episode is very like this is the most like if you asked someone, oh, what's Violet Evergarden like? You're like, oh, I guess here's the distillation, right? Like just that episode. not if you wanted to show someone something good or anything, just like, yeah, this is the formula, right?
Yeah, and another thing too, I will say just as a note, I watched the dub on Netflix. And I thought it was okay. I didn't really compare it. I just had the dub on because it was just easier for me. I thought it was well performed and all that. I don't really have too much of a problem with it. The one episode where like it was very apparent that there were like script changes was the writer episode, because there's a point near the beginning, and like I talked about it in our server, where like right when she shows up to work with the writer, he's like an alcoholic. He's like struggling to work with her, and like Elvie was saying, like, oh, she's matronly in this aspect. She wants to take care of him. She sees that he's struggling, but in the dub, she's like I don't remember the exact phrase, but she's just like, why is he so difficult? Like, she's like pissed at him, and like, that's a normal reaction, but not for Violet.
Yeah,
like Violet is so like straight and narrow, extremely caring, but also like kind of emotionless, and like the way that LV described it made more sense, but in the English dub they made her like a tins exasperated, and I was just like, what? That's not Violet. That's not how she would act, and it didn't really match up to how she was like acting in like her motions as well, because immediately afterwards she started taking care of him. She started cooking for him and all that shit, and it was just like, again, it was like I also wasn't really a fan of it because it was manic pixie dream girl shit, but it at least fit the character a little bit better, and that was less frustrating. It was just like that one scene where I was just like, what? That's not right. But otherwise, I thought the dub was fine.
Mm-hmm. But what I would say is I think that is one of the weaker episodes for sure. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think like it does the thing that I appreciate about most of the episodes of that anime, which is that it just adds to Violet's development and like growth to a degree. Like her carrying around like the parasol, for example, is her actually, having sentimentality about things, like actually like, mm-hmm. Starting to do things that like other people do that she wouldn't have before. Yeah. So you also complained about them keep mentioning that she doesn't eat, but let me tell you, that is real shit, okay? That is... Everyone always has to ask you, why aren't you eating? What's wrong?
I guess I get that, but in the context of a story, it becomes a bit much. In like the context of an anime where you are presented this story, you can remember something like that. The audience can remember mm-hmm. something like that. But I guess to continue just talking about my opinion,
yeah, go ahead for it.
I guess I liked it. I didn't like love it. I thought it was good, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I had a good time with it. I thought the highs were really high, but like everything that wasn't the highs, I was just like, that's fine. I did kind of feel like that show ended twice.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of weird, but I feel like everything after the first ending was probably the strongest stuff.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, like pretty much from I think like once Violet, I think it was like basically when she snaps, like when like you said, where she like really takes into her own, like the whole episode where she's like realizing what her boss meant when he said that she was burning, like that whole bit where she's like really reckoning with the fact that she took people's lives, and she's questioning if she's like allowed to move on from that, if she's allowed to be happy, if she's allowed to bring happiness to other people. That was really powerful. And then I thought that the stories after that were also really strong, because that was like when she was with the dying mother, and that was when she's like going back into the war zone and caring for the dying soldier. Like I liked all of those episodes a lot more. Like I also kind of liked the princess episode, and LV mentioned the underage shit, but that, like that was still an interesting episode. But then like I felt like there was just a lot of like kind of swirling the drain at times where it's just like, all right, yeah, I get it. I know. For a couple of episodes where I was just like, okay, we're good here. But I think it's like a solid 3 out of 5, leaning towards a 4. Like, I thought it was good. Didn't knock my socks off. I enjoyed watching. Like, I'm fine. I was fine watching it. It was good. It was good.
Okay. Well, so I feel. So I agree with the Mother episode's very strong. I like it a lot. I think that's probably the best episode of the series, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's just exceptionally well done and everything.
Yeah.
Like I want to say the soundtrack for this is very good, very affecting. They use it just the right times. I feel like I don't think there was a single time where I was like, oh, this music, like in some anime.
Like some disruptive pop.
Yeah.
Like, why is this? No, it felt very like subdued. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's kind of like diegetic, right? And almost in a way, it's like, oh, this is like perfect for the setting, but in a way that doesn't oversaturate the conversation, but it does add to it in a way that you're not being attentive to it. You know, that's the point of a good soundtrack.
But I actually, all of the last 2 episodes, I think, are the weakest to me, actually. I really did not like them on this rewatch. Because
now that you brought that up, I do agree.
I think that the Major's brother is the weakest character in the entire series. I think that he is just like especially in a series that's supposed to show you like the empathetic side of everyone, like even when they try to quote unquote show the empathetic side of that man, he still comes off as a like, this man should be dead probably, like really, like this man is a war criminal. Like this man like literally like stole a child and was like, yes, war, and nobody even like talks to him about that.
Yeah, like, I don't think they've done a good job of showing his, like, kind of his side of, like, why he's, like, because whenever he shows up, he's just upset and
he's just
violent.
pissed off.
I understand, like, so what I can understand is, you know, he's upset and blames her in a way indirectly for the death of his brother. But then it's kind of like, dude, she's like she was trafficked.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
literally put her into the
understand.
situation. Like,
yeah, is this not your fault to begin with? Like, I don't quite understand, like, why. Yeah, you know, right. There's very little wiggle room to kind of rationalize why he keeps acting that way to her. Like, I felt like it would be more. I felt like it would make more sense realistically if he was maybe just more passive about. I don't know.
yeah,
I feel
no,
like
absolutely. That's my issue with it. Is he's like vindictive, and that doesn't seem like that type of character would be. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, not passive, of course not. Like, he, of course, has, like, his own... Like, his way of dealing with trauma seems to be, like, aggressive, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of, like, the one angry character that needs to... Like, we need to have someone expressing anger, which is not... You know, which is him. And that's understandable. But, like, I think it's not justified in a way from, like, every time we see bits of his past, he's not... We don't see the sympathetic side to him where, like, he was cornered into...
Yeah, no.
The situation that landed him in...
He's, like, even worse in the flashbacks. Like...
Actually, yeah, and then we're like, oh, here's our old mother who's, like, dying. You know, like, okay, that does nothing. What does she have to do with anything? You know, like, that brief flash of their mother.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, no, but I really like that whole, and like I said, the main reason is I think he is the worst character. I think he really adds nothing. I feel like they could have removed him from the entire story, and it probably would have been fine. Like, John, you were right that it ends twice, basically. I think like, if it had ended after the first one, if it ended after the first one, we wouldn't have gotten the mom episode, which is really good. And maybe if it ended after the mom episode or something, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I totally think that they could have just like plucked the mom episode, moved it out in front, and then just ended it there.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they had to like pretty much, it felt like they had to come up with a reason to continue. They're like, for like the entire show, it's just like, well, here's this country like moving on from a war, and then for like the last 4 episodes, they're like, but all of a sudden there's these insurgents that want the war to continue. It's like, huh? Like, since when? Like, I mean, obviously, you know, like, people even during wartime, not everything is constantly going to be exploding or whatever, but it just feels like nobody gives a shit. Nobody's talking about the war like it's still happening, even though it's like a town and a half away still, basically. It's just, it doesn't feel real. It feels really shoved in all of a sudden that people still want the war to continue.
Yeah, that was, so my main flaw that I've also expressed, I think, initially already, not flaw, my main complaint with this series is the world building, I felt like, and I felt like it was unfortunately the weakest part, despite the fact that this is super important to Violet's character. And it's like this whole thing about the war, right? And I felt like the war itself is super undeveloped, and it's very surface to everything else going on. Like, like what you said, John. It's like, this is a very big thing that happened kind of recently, yet there doesn't seem to be any clear impact or, like, political or, like, any sort of worldly thing going on suggesting, like, about the real consequences of it, or, like, what are the effects of it, etc. Like, it doesn't have to be explicit up front, since, again, we're focusing on Violet. But right, with all that, like, sudden, like, insurgency in the last few episodes just kind of came out of nowhere and felt like they needed some sort of dramatic ending to cap off the series. And, like, oh, we need to show Violet, like, doing her, like, cool physical thing, like, at least at some point, because she did that, because she's busy writing letters instead. I don't know. It feels very capped on. And unfortunately, too, like, I think that also makes her, like, background as a child soldier underdeveloped. Like, it just makes me ask more questions about, like, okay, so why is she the only one, like, are there other children like her who were unfortunately forced into this situation? How come there's, like, why is no one talking about this? Like,
why isn't there, like,
this whole,
like, none of the people who work at the office who have, like, discovered over time that, like, she was a child soldier, basically, no one's like, oh, damn, that's fucked up. Like, they're just like, wow, that was her life, and that's it. Like, no one's like, hey, wait a minute, like, our boss.
They treated it like she was just. They treated it like she was just in the army, like these other people would be, instead of being a fucking child soldier that was kidnapped and brought into there just because I guess she's good at killing people.
Right. Like, is this normal? Is this not normal? It's not consistent as to, like, what. Yeah, and they keep saying she's a tool. So, like, the word tool, at least in the subtitles I was watching, like, they keep saying the word tool, quote unquote. They keep referring to her as a tool. The brother specifically. So this is implying there is, like, actually a bigger thing with this that's not really talked about. And, like, I it's one of those things where, show don't tell, you don't have to tell the audience everything, but I feel like the problem with this is that they're saying enough where I think they do need to explain and develop those things more. Because now it's just like, okay, you kind of, like, raise this very specific thing up, but now you're not really going to give me answers for it, right? And you're just going to kind of leave it at that. And, yeah, like, whenever they show, like, shots of, like, the war or glimpses of the war or, like, any ongoing things still going on, all the soldiers have been male too, which is also, like, raising other unsettling questions too, where she's a woman, and then, like, she was as a little girl, like, she was trafficked into child soldier stuff. Like, that's like a big deal. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know. Like, I'm not getting answers as to, like, why those things are the way they are. Yeah, unfortunately, that seems to be integral to, like, her background coming out of that. But unfortunately, those are, like, the weaker parts to it, So, yeah, I agree. It's kind of like, I agree. Like those last episodes, I felt like we're trying to not only cap off in a dramatic way, they were trying to, like, oh, yeah, by the way, there was this thing that happened. But then it doesn't really answer those questions I think I still have about, like, how the war is and, like, how did it really shape the world. I don't think we got enough of that.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, because I think that, like, so, like, I really like the episode where, they spend a lot of time in a flashback, basically, for the most part. I think that's seven or eight.
Yeah, where they were exploring her relationship
when she got the brooch and everything. I thought that was good, and I was just like, I was kind of like, I feel like the series would be a lot stronger. I know they're based off of books, so it's not like this is KyoAni's, not that they haven't done something like this before, but I feel like it would have been much stronger if they had instead spent several episodes with flashbacks, basically, instead of what we got for the ending. And then, like, because, like, I mean, I really think, like, the last episode has, like, a lot of insane bullshit in it. Like, she deflects a grenade with her hand. The most insane thing to me is when Benedict runs down along the side of a bridge and is able to like scamper all along the side of it. This is a man who regularly breaks his ankle from his heels, okay? And I'm supposed to believe he can
what's his fault for wearing heels as a male person? Why is he wearing those stilettos as a male person, Benedict?
So he can do cool
fashion
kicks.
is pain.
But like he always breaks his ankle is what they keep saying, which is like I couldn't.
Because he's wearing those
I couldn't have my disbelief though when he's wearing those heels at the end and he's scampering around a bridge throwing a bomb off it and stuff. I was like, this is ridiculous.
God.
I don't know. I even though I say that, like the parts of the last episode where like she's writing the letter at the end or whatever and everything, and she's like even just the little bits of writing for those individual strangers about the war or whatever, I thought that was good. I really think
basically the last shot where a lot of people talk about where like she's like answering the door to another client and we don't see who the client is and she's smiling, which is like kind of like a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Like we don't know who that is, and like, but it's also like we see her face, and that's like kind of reassurance where she's kind of quote unquote better, or at least has like kind of had growth in some way. And that's like I think that's like the best part of the episode. Really, it's that last shot because it's very meaningful and like the little things it does. I think.
Yeah.
Not the train thing. I don't even remember what happened. I can't tell you what happened to that. I don't even know what the problem was. I'm still confused. Like, why is like why is Catalea like Catalea? I don't know how to Catalea.
I think.
Catalea, yeah. Like again, I was watching it in the Japanese tracks. I'm not sure how you're supposed to properly pronounce it in English. Like, why was she chosen to be like the ambassador? Like I don't know. Like, do they not have politicians where they do this? Why are you choosing the the doll company to? Very odd. I don't know. This is like for national relations. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a mess. It's a mess.
I think like to follow up on something you said before about the world building. I think I do wish there was more world building as well, because the aesthetic of everything and the way that they talk about things very much reminds me, now that I've played it on this rewatch, of the Trails in the Sky games.
Oh yeah.
It's like very, very similar. That pseudo-industrialization and everything.
Yeah. Again, it's not really steampunk. But
No,
I don't know what that word is. It's like something before that point.
Yeah.
Like
rural fantasy or something.
Modernity.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Steampunk, but not shitty.
Yeah, basically. Like just like that focus on like like a politics style world or whatever, where there's not much of a focus on anything else and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I still really liked it on my rewatch. I really liked the stronger parts a lot more. I think her whole breakdown stuff is still my favorite part, hands down. I think that whole thing is really good. Like her like bringing her hands up to her neck and everything, like that's really like.
Yeah, that was very strong.
It's
powerful.
It's very like. Yeah, it's very like real imagery and stuff like that. I think it's really good. I think that when they nail that stuff, they nail it really, really well, in a way that most other studios probably couldn't. But yeah, the dumb parts are really dumb. I will say that when it comes down to it. Is there anything else we want to talk about? I want to see the fucking movies now. I think the first movie is going to be like she goes to a school or something. The second movie, the fucking man comes back.
I don't know. Sure.
The man.
The man.
The man?
Yeah, the major.
Yeah.
He fucking died.
No.
Well, they didn't say. Well, okay, they didn't say that, and they intentionally left it ambiguous, right?
That's messed up.
Yeah, I think
it is kind of messed up.
I think it's messed up that they all were like, oh, well, clearly he's dead. Like, because his body wasn't there. I mean, they would found the body, so I don't know. I think.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know, like, traditionally in storytelling, if there's, like, no visual of, like, a dead person, that implies there is writing room, or like, there is wiggle room in the future for the fact that this character can go back to life because the viewer did not see the body. So.
I don't know how I feel about that personally. Like, from a storytelling point, because I think, like...
It is a conflicting thing, because this is a character's journey about, like, kind of...
Like, dealing with the ramifications.
Yeah. So, but I think there's room for that too. Where like honestly, like let's see how does she react to it? Does she revert, and like how does she know how to become independent?
Yeah.
You know, she does, and learn how to not, learn how to like, oh yeah, that's kind of great, but then she should not like revert back to like. I think like if they do it well, that can be another interesting like exploration of this character, right? And like exploring also this dilemma of like, okay, just in general, like learning how to be independent from someone you love and knowing that you don't always have to depend on them, right? That could also just easily be another good thing if they do it well, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I hope they do. I guess they're gonna have enough time to take their time with it now. So, but yeah, is there anything else we want to talk about with that, or do we want to move on to the other stuff?
I mean, we have 2 opinions.
Oh, we'll read the opinions if as long as we're done. If we're done,
I'm done.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah. Overall, I think it was a good series, but yeah, it has some flaws. It has some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
But what
perfect,
doesn't?
I can say I loved it. Yeah, I can say I loved it. I think.
All right. We got opinions. One of them's from Trixie. She
Woo!
says, Violet Evergarden is a masterclass in genuine emotion through melodrama, despite or because of how it goes about wrangling emotion out of its viewer. It makes for an emotionally intense yet satisfactory watch. Violet's a wonderful character who I never lose interest in once, and even if the rest of the cast couldn't hold a candle to her, they were all part of a larger narrative that ultimately works very well. Combined with fantastic music and animation, it's one hell of a show. Slap that on the back of the DVD.
Oh yeah, Trixie approved.
Yeah, for real. Then we got one from Gregory Zero as well. Loved Violet Evergarden the first time around, and this rewatch has made me love it even more. What episode is everyone's favorite? Mine is episode 5, the one with the princess.
Oh, it was 5, not 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I just numbers. I can't.
Mine was definitely the mom episode. That one was definitely the strongest and the one that made me like tear up a little bit. The rest of them like I enjoyed, but that one was very much like the real hardest episode.
I think I liked 9 the most. Like I keep saying, I think that's the one. Yeah, that one's just called Violet Evergarden. That's the name of the episode. It's pretty good. That's very ending. That's kind of weird now that you're saying, like you said it, John. Like it's true though. Like what the H?
Oh, so one thing real quick. I'm sorry for butting in, LV, but her name Violet Evergarden. You see the Evergarden lady like twice in the entire show.
Oh yeah,
She takes
and we
this-
never see her again.
Yeah, she takes this woman's name and like it has nothing to do with like anything at all. Like I almost wish that like it was like she took her boss's name or even like ended up taking the major's name at the end of the show or something.
Yeah,
like,
Claudia's a great character. Yeah.
yeah,
She's,
like
the one who takes her in.
Yeah, there could have been something, but it's just like
It is a little odd.
It's super weird. Like she fucking like runs away from staying there and like doesn't interact with her at all. Like there's like the one scene where she like freaks out at the mansion, and then she like runs into her like near a boat for like a minute. And like that's it. It's like, yeah, by the way, I'm still using your last name legally. Like what?
It is weird. I felt like that was a missed opportunity to also explore that relationship, basically. You know, like how does this? And it was clear up front too, like when she saw her arms and like when she couldn't hold the cup proper. Like it was clear this woman must be a kind woman too, and very sympathetic to like what's going on her. Like I would have been interested more. I would have loved to like know more about that woman, but alas, we didn't. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in like
She just jumped straight to like I'm gonna write letters.
yeah, maybe
and live there.
maybe in the book she's more important because I just feel like taking her last name and like keeping it for all that time makes
And it's the title of the series.
yeah, it makes zero sense at all. Like if the show was just called Violet, and then at the end of it she took someone else's last name and she was like, I'm Violet, whatever the fuck. Like there you go. But it's just like it makes no sense that she stays in Evergarden the entire time. Like it's just like I mean I guess it fits her because her first name's a flower. You know, it's like the Evergarden of Violet. Ooh, but like otherwise it's just like who the fuck is this lady? But please, LV.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, what is your favorite episode?
No, know. Again, I'm still kind of torn between that. Yeah, the princess episode and the mother episode. I would probably say the princess episode mostly just because of how it pans out. And, if we were to talk about, like, and I think also I want to talk about the direction of it because, again, they are handling kind of like a problematic topic, a taboo topic about, like, this is like, talking about arranged marriage between a young girl and a grown-ass man, right? Mm-hmm. And how does, we don't, like, again, they're like testifying this relationship is mutual and consensual, right? But again, still, it's like, there's like a lot of alarms here, right? And like, which again, I think goes back to the problem of world building, because we have this relationship that's normalized and like arranged marriages like that are normal, yet we have like other parts not that far off from this location where women are liberated and working. Yeah, I don't know, it's a little weird. But anyway, back to this, like I felt like they treated that tastefully in a way where like, they're not saying anything about it, but they're just presenting it as is. And again, I felt like in the end anyway, that was not the focal part of the relationship. I think really in the end, it was about her and her caretaker and this girl learning how to grow up and be independent. Mm-hmm. And trying to mature a little. So, I felt like it was just like kind of like a interesting, like unconventional coming of age, like story. I think that's why I liked it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Okay. Well, that's all we got for the opinions.
All right.
For Violet Evergarden.
Good opinions. I agree with them. Something I didn't actually mention is the animation for this is really good. I was just thinking about this. It's like really good.
I feel like that goes on.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to say that. Everyone's like, yeah, holy shit.
Like, just whenever her arms move, like, just consider that detail. Yeah. That is insane. Like, and because like I like not even from like the perspective of like, oh, like just. But the coloring too, like it glistens whenever it moves. They really are paying attention to the fact this is a metallic surface, and we're gonna make that clear that that this is gonna glisten whenever there's light on it. So, insane, phenomenal.
All right, then let's go to the main show now. We can do that.
Ooh,
sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll start real quick by saying that I need to tell you about the Richard Jeweler show, okay? Where, okay, all right. So, I haven't talked about it in a while, but let me tell you.
No, you haven't. Something interesting happened,
so much
actually?
has happened. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you, the homoerotic subtext is off the wall. So in like...
So it is real. It is real. It's
I don't... No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. We'll get to that. Okay, so, like, over the course of episodes, Richard keeps buying this man things. He keeps saying things like, be careful of what you say, people might get the wrong idea. Don't play with my heart like this. Stuff like that, like, keeps going. They just talk like this all the time. He's sacrificing time with his, like, there was this whole arc where he's, like, needs to tell that girl that he liked or whatever. You remember this girl?
Yeah.
That girl's getting into an arranged marriage.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. She's a normal girl. They even say this. And then she's like, well, I want to get married because I'm 21. If I'm not married now, I'll never be married. And I was like, what?
Oh, my God.
Like, what? Oh, no. But, like, there was this whole weird subplot where that was happening. The whole time, they're just fucking hitting on each other. Like, Richard is, like, driving him around. He's, like, like, this man is, like, crying in the rain, and Richard pulls up and goes, let's go out to dinner. And it's like, whoa, like, wow. Holy shit. Then it's...
That's a date.
Listen.
Yeah.
So they keep doing all that stuff. He keeps saying shit like, Richard is the most handsome man in the world, didn't you know? I'm like, wow. Anyways, it's revealed that Richard had a dark past as a counterfeiter in Bangladesh.
All right.
And he was counterfeiting. He pretends at one point he talks in a very bad English voice and says that I forget what his name was, but he does that, and that's when they reveal, like, oh, that's why, that was his real name or whatever. But yeah, he counterfeited things, and then this man took him under his wing, basically. And then one day, like, after all that's like revealed, like, Richard disappears all of a sudden, and he's gone, and he's like, the main man is like, what am I gonna do? And then the mentor who's in the shop tells him, like, after he told him all this, he's like, go find him. He's in the United Kingdom. So this man drops everything, flies to the UK. He's on his connecting flight And a man who looks exactly like Richard comes up and goes, "Whoa, I just upgraded you to first class, my friend." And he goes,
Oh, shit.
"Why? Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Henry." And I go, "Huh?" And he goes, "I'm Richard's brother." And I go,
What the fuck? Secret brother!
and
Secret brother trope!
Richard's brother reveals that Richard is the heir to a great estate in the United Kingdom, a duke's estate. And his brother is trying to get the diamond that is being bequeathed as an inheritance, but he can't get it. Richard is entitled to it, but Richard has to be married.
Okay,
Okay, Richard has to be married. Keep this in mind.
Okay.
So then
Yeah.
he formulates, there's nothing in there's this weird contract, okay? And it says, like, there's nothing in the contract that says he has to be married to a woman.
Oh,
So he goes along with it. He finds Richard after doing this, like, scavenger hunt. And then he's like, okay,
Nice.
like, Richard...
Wait, so Henry told him nothing where he can find Richard?
No, Henry didn't, because Henry didn't even know. At one point, Henry...
Okay, but then he randomly found the guy in the airport, though. By chance, by
yes,
complete
and then
chance.
rode with him in first class
okay.
next to him or whatever
All
to the
right.
United Kingdom,
Okay.
where he tries to, like, get him on the side and says, "I want the diamond. Richard doesn't want the diamond. Come on, help me out." And he's like, "No." So he storms off away from Henry or whatever. And then he finds Richard, and they're hanging out, and then they go to his hotel room, and Richard starts to explain what the whole lore is, and basically the lore is that the stipulation in the will was that whoever's mother was born closer to the United Kingdom was allowed to get the diamond. That was who would get it as inheritance, because that's normal.
Okay. Yeah, totally normal will terms. Yeah.
And Richard's mother was from France, so it was fine. She was a famous French actress,
Okay.
and it was fine. So he was the one who could get it. But there was a stipulation that he could not be married to someone from any Slavic nation or something else. I
What?
forget. Yeah, don't ask me. So Richard was dating so at first. So Seiji responds to this when Richard's explaining this to go, "Wow, so were your boyfriend at the time was just like whatever?" And Richard goes, "I have never had a male lover. I'm not gay. Why would you think that?" And I'm just sitting here like looking to the side like, okay. And he says he was dating a woman from Turkey, so that way they weren't allowed. He wasn't allowed to get the
Okay.
diamond, but there was nothing in the rules that he couldn't be married to an Asian man, is what they say. So
Specifically an Asian
so
man. All
they
right.
do that. They go in, and then the main man they hand him the diamond, and he just tries to destroy it. He throws it against the desk. And they go, "Oh my God, how could you do this?" He's getting carried away by the guards, and then Richard picks up the diamond and he goes, "It didn't break. That means it's not a diamond.
What?
It's a white sapphire." Because if you throw a diamond like that, it'll shatter a little bit. It'll get like a mark on it, but it didn't get any mark because it was a white sapphire. The whole time it was a ruse.
There are twists left and right every sentence you're saying.
Okay, so the next bit, this is the important bit, which really, I'm glad that they said no homo before all this, because then, okay, do you remember the ring?
Yes, the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, the grandma's ring.
So
the stolen ring.
So
Yeah.
Richard gives him the diamond, the sapphire. Sorry,
Yes.
the white sapphire. He gives him. He says,
it's not diamond.
He says,
Now we
"All
know."
this is yours now," and he says, "Maybe you can think of me when you have it." And he goes, "Well, I want to give you something to think of me too." Pulls out the ring in the little fucking ring box and everything, and it's like, "Oh, here you go." And Richard says, "No lie. This means we'll always be a part of each other's lives now. No matter how old we get, it will always be you and me, forever linked by these gems." And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I was like blown away. I was like, I think the thing that really blew me away was the no homo before. Like, in this show, to have the
Sure.
audacity to have the audacity to say that man going, why would you think I'm gay? Like, fuck off. My God. But yeah, that's all that's happened, basically. I was really blown away by the sudden...
So that was not the last episode.
No, there's 2 episodes left.
So, oh God, so this is like we're reaching the weird dramatic...
I don't know what's going to happen
dramatic
next.
last 3.
I really, really liked the whole twist of him just leaving and then they go to the United Kingdom for no reason out of nowhere. And then, like, them talking about how, like, this racist grandfather's will where he hates people from Turkey. I was like, this is insane. I don't know what's happening. What does this have to do with the gems? But, yeah, so that was happening. Thanks for listening. Talking about.
Oh
I was
God.
blown away.
I dropped the series because it was, like, basically
Yeah,
boring.
now you
and then
regret
this
it, yeah.
happens. Oh my God. Actually, no, I don't think I regret it because this sounds painful. This sounds like...
It was
just
funny
took
to
a
watch, I'll
swerve.
tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
Jesus Christ.
The twists and turns.
Wow. The twist and
Of Case
turns.
Files, Richard Jeweler, or whatever.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for your
Of
service.
course,
so
yeah. I'm sure I'm
I
the
don't
only
have to
person
watch
who's
it.
watched this on.
You're right.
So
I don't have to watch it, and I'll just know what happens. Thank you.
Listen. We got like I think it was when Richard disappeared or whatever at the end, and then like he was just like, "What am I gonna do?" And it was like it just showed like Richard with sunglasses in the distance, and I was like, and then like my roommate turned to me and go, "Oh no!" And I said, "Is there another episode next?" Because we were getting caught up, and they were like, "No," and I was like, "Fuck!" And then she was just like, "We're hooked now, or doomed." Like, oh no.
So that woman's out of the picture, basically. Like they're like,
Oh yeah, she doesn't.
She's getting enraged
Ever since that episode,
Oh,
she hasn't
man.
been around. No, she did.
Wow,
She canceled her
sad.
engagement because he said that it was a stupid idea because she was 21 years
Okay.
old, and she was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." Also, she was getting engaged to. Do you remember like the really like lame man with the Wait, no, I don't think you got to that episode. Never mind. There was this lame man from an earlier episode who was the one that she was marrying, or whatever. And I was like,
Just out
wow,
of
the
nowhere.
drama.
Okay. Wow. Well, at least she's not making a bad decision.
It's
now,
true.
but she's
I'm
just
glad she
now-
didn't make any
but she's now
bad
not
decision
important to-
because she didn't say that she would
Yeah.
date the main man either, which would have been a bad move.
Yeah, that probably would have been bad. But it just seems like now she's no longer relevant to the drama, so she probably won't show up again.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Oh,
Okay.
one of the things that kept killing me is they all kept saying, and like obviously all of the voice actors don't speak any English. So they all just kept saying the Duchess pudding like 70 times, and I was losing my mind the way they would say it
Oh.
like they would pronounce it very deliberately, and I
gosh.
was just like, oh, the Duchess pudding. They reunited as brothers
no.
because the main character boy made them all the Duchess's pudding.
Oh.
It was such a journey, and I really, I genuinely had a good time watching that. Anyways, how's Isaacin going, guys? How's that going?
Oh, it's going
Really
super.
good.
Wow.
It's going deeper. The latest episode really was a Yuasa non sequitur off the rails. Like it just was. It kept the editing was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
There were constant like weird non sequiturs by like Midori for no reason. Like she keeps trailing off and looks at something and it's commenting something about life.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing made no sense in this episode whatsoever. Yet it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it veered off in the end anyway to explain why Midori and Kanamori were friends to begin with and how that came to be. Or quote-unquote comrades, they call themselves, not really friends. But it was an interesting episode talking about, like, looking out for each other and how, like, there needs to be a balance between relationships, which I think was also a bigger commentary on, like, how overall, like, the production process works, but also just in regards to talking about, like, it was an episode about society, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was an episode talking about, like, humans and, like, how humans interact in general. It was interesting. Like, it was just a weird aside episode where they felt the need to, like, explain the relationship between those two and how they came to be together as they're moving forward with the animation process. And, in the end, they're hitting an obstacle where, like, unfortunately, their soundtrack is not what they want it to be. But now they're, like, cutting short on time, right? So that was, but, like, it felt like the bits where they were talking about animation were just kind of, like, that was not the main focus on this episode. The main focus of this episode was talking about relationships with people and how do you deal with that and how do you balance that with each other, which was interesting. So it was a Midori focused episode too, which I appreciated because it kind of comes full circle where she basically framed the first episode into the series where it's focusing on everyone else, and now it's kind of coming back to her and like how she is as a character and stuff. So it's nice to kind of come back to that. Mm-hmm. Also, the sound girl is great. She's just stalking them now, I guess.
Really like, good. Yeah, just like waiting,
recording whatever they do,
waiting for.
She's kind of like a fourth person in the party, so to speak. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, it's still just a very fun show, very well made. Kind of hard to like point at specific things in the sense that like it's just wow constantly.
Yeah, just constant hits.
Yeah, but Kanamori, the Kanamori like backstories continue to be great because she's just tall all the time, and it's very good.
She's just tall all the time. Yeah,
she's so fucking tall. And then she gets sick for like a hot minute, and then
yeah, she got sick. I forgot that. That was pretty important to mention. She gets sick, and then she just wants milk.
Yeah, she just like chugs an entire carton of milk while she's sick.
It's fucking. And they bring like three more quarts of milk to her when they're visiting her. It's like, oh my god, all she drinks is. That's why she's tall. She sleeps and drinks milk. That's it.
Yeah, she stores all that energy. It's got to go somewhere. But no, it was really cute because it's just like even when she's sick, even when she's fucking conked out, Kanamori still has a plan. She still knows, like they're all showing up, like, oh god, the school's gonna shut us down because we're taking outside money, and Kanamori's just like, don't worry, guys, they're not gonna do anything because we're on the news now. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh, it's gonna look bad now if they try to, yeah.
It's very good. It was really very good. Yeah, the show is still incredible. It's still probably my favorite show that's on right now. It's super fun.
I'm glad to hear it. Okay, the Inspector has been, for the last 2 episodes, just this dang girl sitting in a car and then going into a virtual reality space to argue with 4chaners.
Talking with Anons to, like, stop this murder. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to say, no, upfront, I still like this series, but I think the biggest problem is that they went too quickly to focus on this one thing, and I would have appreciated if they did probably other things before we got to this point, which now seems to be the main focus, right? On this one case with the steel beam lady. Like, the snake episode was cute. It was like, oh, okay. Well, no, it wasn't cute. It was, like, really gross and sad. But,
it was
like,
interesting.
I mean to say, like, it was interesting. Like, oh, it would have been nice if we paced this out with different cases in between, our like exploring other yokai issues, etc. But no, now we kind of like are settled in on this thing that's been kind of stretching out in ways we didn't need to. I feel like this could have been compressed more, and that's my problem. But I'm just like still compelled. Like, okay, I want to know what happens, and I guess because it's like, it's not presented in a bad way. I don't think I'm that bothered by it. I think that's why I'm kind of complacent about it. But yeah, Insane. She's like, I'm gonna talk on this Anon like Chan boards and be like just talk shit. It's literally playing up this idea of like, yeah, like, you know, oral tradition and in relation to our modern world and how we talk about stories and this idea of like memes really and things going viral online, like, and how that strengthens the power of stories and like characters coming about because of those stories. Like, I like those themes. Like, I think it's really interesting, like, that they're exploring that in a literal way. But yeah, like, yeah, overall, it's just like, it's like, like, I wish, you know, let's move on, right? I agree, yeah. Yeah, it's just going. They've just been in the car. Yeah, they've been in the car the past 2 episodes. They literally are just sitting in a car the past 2 episodes, watching this man just get eviscerated by this ghost
it's brutal. This man is just dying over and over again.
He's just dying over and over again. Yeah. Well, alas. Yeah, it's fine. It's not awful,
no, it's
though.
not.
No.
I do feel like
I just wish it could have been more.
Yeah.
It could have been more.
Yeah.
That's the main problem.
I feel like my main problem is that it's happening too fast. I feel like this type of thing would be more I don't want to say believable because I know it's a show about yokai and shit, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's only so far I can go with like believability when it's like she's literally like arguing with them in real time, all of these people, and like changing their opinions this quickly. Like, if this had been like a week-long endeavor, I would have been like, all right, okay, like, all right.
Yeah.
And like if they had kept like having to come back to it and like reformulate or something like that, like I would have been like it was like, oh, this is night 1 and then it didn't work, or then go, this is night 2 and it's like working a little better or something like that. Like, I feel like that would have been more believable. Like, I don't know, that's what my issue with it. Like, yeah,
now that you brought that up specifically, like, I think you're bringing up a really good point where I feel like if this thing was developing in the background and they were still doing other things, like, again, explain, that would have been probably a much stronger series, I think. The series would have been much stronger that way. Instead, they were focusing on, like, a couple things, and then immediately they jumped into the Steel Beam Lady case, and then that's all they've ever been focusing on. Yeah. Like, what happened to everything else, right? Like, so, it would have been, I wish they introduced that, like, earlier, too. I think, like, if they kind of framed the series initially talking about, like, oh, yeah, there's been these weird murders going on with, like, this ghost of a dead idol, like, you know, like, stalking people and stuff. Like, if they mentioned that in the beginning, like, okay. But then they kind of just suddenly introduced it midway, and then that's all they've been ever talking about. You know, I feel like the framing was not good. I mean, not the framing, what's the word? Well, actually, no, yeah, I think the framing, right? The framing was not good when it came to that, when it seems like it's a big deal, right? And the cases have been building up about people encountering her and stuff, so. And then the cousin seems to have, like, something crazy going on.
I don't know.
But they're not really saying what is going on with her.
I don't know what's going on with her.
Is she psychic? Is she... I don't know. Like, is she... Not clear. I don't know. I'm just curious to see how this wraps up at all.
Yeah.
Right? That's really what it is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Because I honestly, like, you made a good point of, like, I do wish, like, though our new idea of, like, them just doing cases over the course of the series while this is in the background is much better. I really like that idea. I wish that had been that.
That's our fanfic.
Yeah, that's our fanfic AU. Yeah.
We were gonna, that we won't.
Yeah, I feel like even, like, maybe, I don't know how many episodes. There's like 2 episodes left, right? I think, or something.
Yeah.
I feel like
they
could have done like one more case and then just finished with these ones or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. They could have squeezed in something.
Because I'm really into, like, I like these characters a lot. I like. Right. I always love a yokai conceit. I always will.
Right.
And the fact that they're not utilizing that much at all just feels very, like, disappointing, honestly. Like, they're not even having, like, yokai comment on this situation, you know? Like, if they had, like, the little ghosts or something hanging out.
Yeah, like, they kind of just disappeared when we entered this arc.
Yeah, exactly.
When they were more present earlier. Like, the whole thing where she was talking to the sad construction worker ghost, where he's like, oh no, I killed that girl. And I was like, oh no, like, what happened to those other, like, I would want to know, like, now we're just focusing on, like, the human relationships around this girl. We kind of, like, why did the supernatural, stop at, like, a certain point, right? I don't know, like, are they also banking on, we're going to keep, this series is going to have a season 2 for sure. Are they banking on that, or are they going to bank on, like, oh yeah, there's going to be more? Which is, like, kind of not fair to the viewer also, like, especially with how, like, pitching and networking goes, like, a series, for a series to be 12 episodes, like, I feel like it's not wise of them to bank on the fact, like, oh yeah, like, there's more to come, you don't know that, and, like, it's kind of like misleading to the viewer too, who would want something that's in a complete, concise 12 episode package. If they were planning on making more after this, which is like, it doesn't feel
right. No, totally, I agree. Oh, at least the opening and ending still kick ass. Both of them.
They do.
Really like them a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, what else we were watching. You wrote here on this list, Elvie, that the Somali Witches episodes were nothing episodes. It's true. At the moment, we thought that it was going somewhere, right? Like, we thought, like, it was going to, like, be resolved or something, and then they just jumped back to the Oni brothers.
They just didn't show them traveling or leaving or saying goodbye to them.
No.
They didn't even it was like, what? These are like, what? We have these visually interesting characters, and then they came for a book. They didn't really leave with the book, right?
No,
that's why they came there for some, and then they kind of came out with information that was not what they were looking for. Not clear.
I mean, they were trying to find where humans were, and I guess they got their answer in the end. But like,
they got some
an
story
answer,
about
yeah.
humans. Yeah, but it was like I feel like that was information everyone knows. Like, okay, yeah, they're bad. But okay, okay, which again is
not even that. Like
the problem of like
the
fantasy racism.
She said that all the humans are at the ends of the earth. Which what the fuck does that mean, dude? That means nothing. Like what?
And they encountered like the harpy girl and her partner anyway to begin with prior, so they kind of already had like more concrete information about the fact that like yeah, they're around. So I don't know. But anyway, the latest episode was really good. It was another kind of semi-cooking crafting episode, really good. Like Somali basically made this pound cake. It was basically like they stumbled upon like a very rough housing city where like like everyone's like, it's not safe around there. It's like one of those cities where it's like it's stigmatized as like, yeah, like there's pickpocketers and thugs everywhere. It's not safe at all. And like so they found like a means of like, like a good way to settle in here for the night or a few days before they move on with their journey is that, oh yeah, there's an inn where they can be the guards, where the golem can be like a guard. Well, actually, no. They find the inn, right? They find the inn, and they run into the Oni people again. I love them. They're good. They're both great. They're very cute. And they strike a deal with one of the innkeepers saying like, oh wow, we saw you guys beat up those thugs, because again, like they cross into Somali's running at some point, and she bumps into the wrong people, and then like of course they do their thing where they beat them up, and an innkeeper sees them saying, oh yeah, you can help us out by being like guards for our like business for a bit, and you can stay at the special place for a bit, accommodations. So yeah, like Somali's like, oh, now I don't have anything to do now that Golem's like has a day job.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. So then she and one of the Oni, the Oni guy, like they're cooking and learning things, and she draws this like cute, very cursed no picture of Golem. It's very good. Oh my gosh, earlier on, yeah, she like gets a cavity. That was very stressful, I thought. Yeah. She gets a cavity, and it was very scary. Like, they run into, like, a dentist that's basically a mouse. So the mouse goes in your mouth and just deals with your teeth. Like, they go in your mouth, literally, because he's a mouse. It was wild. But no, it turns out it was like, oh, she's losing her baby teeth. It was just, like, very stressful. But anyway, yeah, they're just bonding, and then this like old axolotl sweet lady comes by and teaches them how to knit, and it turns out, oh no, she smelled her,
and she's racist.
She hugged her. And she's racist. And she snitches on them to some thugs. Like, oh, there's a human girl in there. It was fucked up. She seemed like a sweet old lady at first. I was like, oh no, she's twisted.
Yeah.
She's fucking racist.
She's fucking racist.
What really fucked me up is that the little Oni kid, now that I've seen Hanako-kun, sounded exactly like Hanako-kun, who is voiced...
Maybe it's the same voice actor?
Because Hanako-kun is voiced by, oh god, what's her name? Sailor Uranus.
Okay.
Who has been in everything ever since the beginning of time.
Yeah, they have been in everything.
But yeah. Megami Ota or something? I don't know. Yeah, anyways, that's her. But it sounds exactly like her. Fucking sounds... That little child sounds exactly like it. It's fucked up.
Yeah. But it was a good episode.
It was, yeah.
It was like, oh, okay. It was like a nice reprieve from like the last episodes, which I felt... Yeah, the witches episodes were like just kind of weak, yeah.
I also like the Oni brothers. I think they're good, and I like how the little one was saying to like the big golem, like, wow, you're just gonna fucking die, loser? Don't do that.
There was a touching flashback. What was I think most important for it? There was a touching flashback here because this series is ending too soon. Like I think it also has 2 more episodes left. So it's like, ooh, what's gonna happen to cap it off if they're not gonna continue on, right? They have a flashback episode where the Golem meets Somali for the first time, and Somali was basically named after some ferret cat thing. You just saw it's like, yes, this creature.
That is
naming her after this animal. that is Somali. You know, Major was like Violet, a beautiful flower. Golem was like, oh, this fucking like rodent thing walking by. I'll name this child this. It was really good, and it outright showed in the flashback that Golem didn't warm up to her at all immediately. He was like, oh, I guess she's just stuck with me, and he gets fish for her and stuff, but he's still treating her in a very like obtuse, robotic way, not very sensitive at all to her emotions. And it's an interesting contrast to the present time where Golem outright says, and you feel that emotion in the performance too, admitting to Oni, like, I feel like I'm fated to protect this girl now. Mm-hmm. I think my duties as this thing has, and it was very touching. I was like, oh my gosh, this is very tear-jerking. He's having a dad speech. Mm-hmm. He realized he's meant to be a father. So it was just very touching. So, and then like, it's going back to the whole, dilemma where he knows he's dying. His lifespan is running out. Like, pieces of him are falling out. When he first meets Somali, his first piece is falling out, basically. And she's like, oh, no, you're hurt. And then he's like, no, I'm fine, like, in a very harsh way. But then it comes back to, like, the present where he realizes, no, this is really horrible. I need to protect this girl, and I don't have time to live to protect her. And he says to the Oni, like, the little ones, say, like, can I trust you guys, with her if, my time comes and stuff. It was just a very touching scene. But yeah, it was a good episode. So fantasy racism, though, is back in foreplay. So we're going to deal with that next episode. I don't know how it's going to... I don't know if it's going to be like a crazy physical thing.
I wonder what's going to happen. I really don't know what could happen in these next 2 episodes.
Anything can happen. Because we had many false alarms. Honestly, we had many false alarms.
Yeah.
We had many false alarms throughout the series about, like, oh, is this monster going to hurt? It's like, oh, no, they actually turned out to be nice. I just remembered about the wolf guy in the beginning who was kind of like a false alarm, and he turns out like, oh, he knew like Somali was a human, but he was just like, minding his business and wasn't racist, right? And it was just like, oh yeah, whatever. So I'm curious, like, if that character will come back, because he was kind of like significant. But we have had many false alarms throughout the series where it's like, oh, like they're bothered that, like, they might be bothered by humans, but they kind of don't care.
Yeah, like most people don't care was what we got from like the cat episode, right? Where it was just like people being like, what even is a human? Like, we don't fucking know.
It's scary. Somali keeps like almost getting hurt and never does, and it's like, it's stressful child watching. Yeah. But yeah, good series.
All right, cool. John.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. So what's going on with you in Precure now? It's still fucking going?
It's still fucking going. It's gonna continue.
So this is the current series? I'm sorry, I never really...
Yes, this is the current series.
Okay.
And I got my notes out. I forgot to take notes for Pokemon, but I took notes for Precure. Because I like, things just started happening, and like it was a lot. So I had to be sure to write everything down. So episode 6, the dog is upset because Nodoka's mom is going back to work. I guess because Nodoka's whole backstory is that she was really sick growing up. She's she's older now. She's in middle school. She's able to she's less sick. She's able to be a little bit more independent. And her mom is finally going back to work after taking all that time off to take care of her daughter. And so the dog is now left alone at the house with all the fucking animals, all the little fucking like sprite animals, and the dog is spoiled as shit. Like, starts running to where the mom works. Well, the mom's a truck driver, so the fucking dog's gonna... Whoa. Yeah, the dog is just, like, walking around town because it escapes because the animals open the window to let the dog out. Just, like...
Great.
Like, these people need to, like...
Wow.
Like, what are they doing with this fucking dog? like it's a fucking, like, little puppy. It's gonna shit all over the house, like... They gotta. They
didn't waste the house with like those I don't know what those pads they use.
Yeah,
or
like
puppy pads.
Like, put it in a fucking room. Put some puppy pads on the floor and get one of those like baby gates. There you go. You don't gotta worry about the fucking dog. I don't care how fucking magical it is. It's gonna shit. It's gonna piss. It's gonna rip something up. It's a dog. and it gets out. It could have gotten hit by a car. Like,
but those animals opened the window for the dog.
Yeah, the animals open the window. So if the dog got hit by a car, A, like, it's upsetting because the dog got hit by a car. B, it won't get sick, so they won't know where the fucking pathogerms are.
Just don't trust animals with sentient animals. You know what's gonna happen.
It's a bad idea. So the bad guy so this episode, okay, so I don't remember the names of the three, like, villains that show up. There's the sexy lady, there's the buff dude, and then there's a twink. And so the twink was on this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so he shows up and he summons a germ and infects strawberries because the mom is at like a strawberry farm.
Oh my gosh!
And then the twink just straight up slaps the mom and knocks her out, like, just full on.
Whoa!
Just, like, knocks her the fuck out.
Violence.
So,
oh my
so then the girls show up because the dog's sick. The dog gets sick, obviously. So they have to. So they show up and fight the strawberry. But then there's, like, a part where the twink, like, spreads a bunch of, like, poison on the floor, and Nodoka gets stuck in the poison, and he, like, walks up to her and just puts poison on the fucking, like, the animal, like, on the fucking, like, magic scepter that she has, and then puts some poison, like, on her face, and it doesn't seem like it does anything that bad to her. Like, I don't think the animal could, like, use any magic while the poison was on it, but she just, like, had poison on her face for a second. And that was fucked up. But she couldn't move when the poison was on her feet. And then she gets out of it, and then they fight, and they win. And then the spirit that they rescue, the strawberry spirit, gives her a new element. It was like the element of harvest. And they give her a new bottle. And that little animals are like, oh my god, this is the craziest thing in the fucking world. The element bottles are so rare. How the fuck did you get that? Like, they're all flipping out. And, they didn't really... I don't think they really, like, wrapped anything up there. They were just kind of like, well, alright, I guess the dog's just gonna be a spoiled brat whenever there's nobody home. But that's just kind of it. So then episode 7, there's this, like, nerd journalist boy who keeps following them around. And...
oh, no.
He's like, he thinks that the girls are behind the monsters. He's like, oh, but they're, like, scared that he is going to figure out that they're Precure. So, most of the episode is just, like, a bunch of scenes of them, like, trying to distract him or pretending that they're not really friends, so that way he doesn't put together that they're, like, in a team, you know. He just, like, like they'll be like, oh, we're gonna go, like, you know, to our classes together. No, we actually have to split up. Oh, like that's most of the episode. There's a scene where Chiyu, the blue-haired girl, like, breaks a school record in, like, the high jump just to, like, distract him for a minute. And then Hinata, like, corners him to try to talk to him about, like, writing about fashion for his newspaper, and he just gets distracted. And then later on, he meets up with Nodoka, and he's just like, I scare people away because I'm too serious about my journalism. And, you know, whatever. And then the buff villain...
stalking people.
Yeah, the buff guy shows up, and then he summons a rain monster. Like, it rains, and then the germs infect the rain. And
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then probably the best joke in that episode, though, is that Michio, who's the nerd, he shows up and he's like, "Oh, can I have an interview?" And the buff dude's like, "I can't believe that I'm thinking about giving an interview to a human, but I'll do it if it spreads the pathogerm, like the pathogerm's message." And then Michio just runs past him and goes to try to interview the monster, and that was kind of funny.
Wow.
But then I just kept thinking that, like, okay, so obviously I know why they do it. It's because they need to have the whole build-up of the transformation and the whole sequence and all that. But every time that they battle a monster, again, this is some fucking, like, super nerdy, like when when Itchy played the note on Scratchy's ribcage. It was like that kind of shit. But whenever they fight a monster, they do the thing where they press the button and it scans the monster, and then they find where the spirit is, and then they like attack it to get the spirit out. They always fire just a gigantic beam that covers the entire monster. Why do they have to focus on... Like, don't focus it on where the element is. They just envelop the monster in a beam. They should just shoot the fucking beam and kill the monster. Like, again, like, it's such just, like, I hope someone was fired for that blunder kind of shit, but, like, I'm just sitting there, like, why don't, like, they could just animate it. Like, it's not like they're reusing assets either, you know? Like, I'm watching these episodes, it's not like they just have the same scene of them shooting the beam. Like, they have different angles and shit. Why don't they just draw the fucking beam hitting where the element thing is? Like, that's all they gotta do. I don't know. That's very picky. But that's basically... episode 7 was pretty boring. Nothing really crazy happened. It was just introducing the journalist boy, who I guess is gonna be a recurring character.
Like, constantly stalking them, is that, like he didn't get, like, any information?
Well, he basically was just like, I've decided that you 3 weren't behind the monster, because I saw the guy.
Alright.
And then he was like, but I did figure out you 3's secret. The secret is that you're all good friends, and you don't want people to know it.
Oh.
And I was like, alright.
I hate when people know that I'm good friends with everyone.
I mean, you know, but it wasn't really like episode 6. I was like laughing my ass off a couple of times, but episode 7 was like all the dumb shit with the dog. Like, pretty much any time the dog is there, I laugh. Like, the dog is so funny, and the dog is not really in episode 7. It was just this nerd boy, and yeah, I guess he's going to be a recurring character because they showed like during the preview for episode 8, which is I guess about Chiyu not being able to do the high jump anymore. They showed Michio, like, you know, taking pictures and like covering her for the newspaper because you know he wants to, you know, cover the sporting events. So I don't know. I have no fucking idea. It's just whatever. I want the dog to... I just want dog-focused episodes. I want the dog to just be going through shit constantly.
You are a sick fuck.
I have become...
What are you doing?
This show has made me a sick fuck. It really has. I just want this dog to just constantly be sick.
Wow. You're why we're in this mess. Yeah. I'm gonna say it right now. It's people like you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. If the Healing Good Precures really had the fucking power to stop the fucking the pathogerms, what are they doing in this situation?
Yeah. Maybe they'll address it.
Come on.
Maybe they'll address it in this situation and say they invented the vaccine when it comes out.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Oh, that's harrowing. I don't want to think about that, actually. You know, the journalism bit you were talking about reminds me. LV, Asteroid in Love.
Yeah.
Real quick.
The journalism bit?
Why was that little girl... She was in, like, one episode before, right? Why did she, like, come in a window? Or something?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
She just, like, showed up again. It was like, oh, this is great. You're breaking the law or whatever. When they were illicitly hiring people for their club. Which didn't work, apparently.
I don't know why she was coming through the window. But anyway, Asteroid in Love.
Yeah, the actual stuff of the thing. I don't know. I was just...
Yeah, Asteroid in Love. So, like Inspector, it has weird pacing problems, but for a very different reason. They're just jumping across seasons, like, right and left. Months have passed, aeons have passed. I know. Well, we're now in the new school year. So... Those 2 upperclassmen last time, we were like, oh yeah, we have to leave the, you know, we're giving you the club membership, that the leadership now, because we're graduating. Woo, we're entering finals. And it's like, what? When did finals happen? Like, what? So anyway, wait, I'm even trying to scramble my timeline to you with these episodes. So the most recent episode, they're entering the new school year. They're recruiting new members and stuff. But the episode before that, it was Christmas. It was Christmas. Yes, the episode before that, it was Christmas of the previous year. It was Christmas of the previous year, but the episode before that was the school festival in summer. Well, actually, no. Between those two, there was a school festival, Valentine's Day, Christmas, and now we're in the New Year. Anyway, it doesn't make sense. They're jumping around seasons and holidays like no tomorrow for some reason. I feel like there's a lot of material in between that for some reason they're rushing to compress it in this 12, like, I don't know, it was 14 or 12 episodes, in this one core format, I guess. I guess that's why they're skipping around so much. Because I don't know, I felt like it was really dramatic for, like, those two characters to be like, we're leaving now, and it was like only midway through the season, the series. So I don't know. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're skipping. I think there's more material in between that we're not seeing that they skipped around just to compress what's most up to date with the manga, if it is still going or if it didn't end, right? Just to make a complete holistic story. Unless it's an anime original. I know this is based on the manga. That could also be the case. But anyway, we're entering the new year, and the main girl, the main orange hair girl, the blue haired girl that her childhood friend, like they're devastated that she's moving away. Basically, she is moving away, so she might have to go to another school, etc. And they made the club got together and made a compromise, saying, what if we suggest to her parents that she can live with one of us? So, her parents have to move away for a job, but we'll make a contract basically with the parents about, like, she can live on her own and stay with us, so she can still finish school here with us. And it was like that was like a pretty good, like, this series has their parents involved, which I kind of appreciate. The parent characters are actually involved in this series, which we normally don't see.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and I actually like the parents that we've seen so far. They're normal. They're not crazy. Because sometimes in other series where the parents are involved, they're like off the rails and
they're like out of control.
Tropes. They're out of control and just as like horny as their kids, which this is not normal. Please stop, right? These are normal parents. Finally. And literally they're going through this like whole thing they set up for like the girl's mom and like saying like, no, they're very hesitant about it. And like, it was like, oh, like, this is actually realistic. They're like putting their foot down about like saying, no, we don't trust this. Like, she doesn't even know how to cook by herself, stuff like that. And it was pretty good. But eventually they come to the terms, and then they move in with each other, and they're trying not to make it gay, but it's pretty gay. Because they're very like, the one girl's very heartbroken about like, oh no, like what if she moves away and stuff, and they kind of have a whole spat too where they're finally coming to terms with like weird like barriers about communication when they're now moving in with each other, and it was like very good. It was like kind of like touching and realistic about whole thing, but they're really trying to like walk around the fact that it's not gay, but like the way they're feeling about each other is very passionate, which I feel like is a little more than a friendship. But what is blatantly gay that I think they're not walking around is the one reckless, horny friend. I forgot her name, but she's the purple-haired, long-haired one. She confessed to someone's sister in the Valentine's Day episode, and we don't see what happens to that confession. But now, entering the new year in this episode, we see that she has a haircut. And I'm like, oh, she has the heartbreak haircut thing. It's so sad. Whenever someone in storytelling has a dramatic haircut, they usually are doing it in response to heartbreak or some sort of change. And I feel like that's what happened here. She got rejected, I think. Which she actually says up front. She was confessing to the main character's older sister, which is insane. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe her character will change and stuff now that has happened. She has short hair now. It's kind of wild. But to the real point of the whole thing, again, we're entering a new year. We have new characters. Woo! And what's really funny is that one of the new characters is like a character that was briefly introduced in the school festival episode. I don't know if you recall, Rose, where like there was this random girl who walks in and she's like,
and she was like not upset. Good enough or whatever.
She's like, ugh. It's like, tss. And then she comes in, and so they're recruiting these people into their club. That girl being one of them. And she outright says to them, saying, I feel like you guys are doing earth signs, basically, right? And she basically says, are you guys doing anything about like, she's basically putting them down for not being serious. And she basically talks about like, Like, you guys are you guys not doing anything about climate change, basically? And she lays down how she was interested in meteorology because her family was affected by, like, some sort of tropical storm or hurricane, and, you know, their life was ruined because of that, and she was very serious about the whole thing. It was wild. I was losing my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, there was this, like, sudden, like, social awareness in this show that wasn't there before.
Yeah, you'd think really like there would have been insane. There too, is the thing. Like, I think that this is something that we should see more of in shows that have characters like this, is like, nobody fucking talks about climate change or anything like that, or like even natural disasters to an extent in this type of thing. They're just like when people are like, oh wow, I'm interested in the weather, it's just like, oh yeah, it's interesting or whatever,
I like
but
the
never
clouds.
Like, yeah, I like the clouds, and the clouds remind me of when I spent time with Emily. Not, wow, I want to try to predict when tsunamis happen so people's homes don't get destroyed. I was like, holy
our
shit.
lifestyles don't get that was basically this character. And oh wow, it was kind of cool how it wraps up too, where they basically come together about like, yeah, we should work together and talk about these things, essentially, which was like nice. And I don't. It basically came through with the fact that, like, you know, they were outside and then it suddenly starts raining and they kind of like huddle themselves under a shrine and they start talking about this in a serious way. And she starts opening up about being like, you know, I'm sorry I came off aggressively and kind of like judgmental, but she basically lays down about the story about her family, how like their lives were ruined by a natural disaster, and that's like why she's interested in the weather and stuff. So yeah, it was interesting. So this is another series that's ending soon, so I'm curious to see how they like. You know, like these new characters now and how they're gonna flesh them out.
It's so weird that they did that next generation thing. Like, to me, like, it's really so strange. Like, you'd think like, it would be in the finale. They're dead, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's still a sweet series overall.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's just funny in a lot of parts, and where I don't think they're trying to be funny, but then it's funny to me because it gets a little silly. Yeah, curious how. Basically, there was a twist at the end I didn't understand. I guess I'm a little confused also about the moving situation with the girl, or like, oh, she's not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure that out. I think this is the main problem. Like, I think I missed something.
What about it? What did you miss? What did you?
Where they're at the train station and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be here. I don't know what.
Oh, so she lost. She didn't win the competition that they ended up going
there
to.
you go. Okay.
So she just being there is kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
That was what it was.
Okay. But it was very dramatic, and I was like...
It was very dramatic, yeah.
It's like, why is it bad that she's there?
Yeah, they acted like she was sneaking off
like
or something.
Yeah.
It was like she's like found her getting cheating on her or something, was like the tone that they went with for that.
Yeah, like, oh shoot. Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, it's ending soon too, so I wonder how that will end. I hope they see an asteroid at the end. That's been their biggest problem.
I hope so too. Yes, they haven't seen one, even though the title.
Fucking better.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Be pissed.
Yeah. I hope the asteroid has another asteroid and they're in love too. That's that's what you got to do. So let me cover two things very quickly, since this will be not much substance to each of them. But let me take a sec. Okay. So Beaufry, it's the MMO where the girl maxed out her defense, right?
Oh.
Okay. So I love this nightmare game that they have created for this shit, because the game is no longer based on anything that actually happens in the game. The game has become, for all of the other players who aren't that girl, just a game of being horrified and hoping she's not around. Like, it is like a horror game at this point for everyone else who is involved.
So there's no killing though still, or no clear.
No,
like,
there's
death?
PvP. There's it's not like an isekai though. It's not like a.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like they die in the game, they die in real life. It's like they keep doing like PvP tournaments or whatever in the game, basically, and stuff like that. And every time she wins, because she's a fucking sicko who has like all of these bullshit OP things, and the developers keep they cut to the developers and display the developers as like little chibi dolls floating in space, which I kind of like. I think that's funny. But all the developers just keep being like, what the fuck's wrong with you when you put that like mechanic into the game? What's wrong with you? You're stupid. As if that's how game design works. Like one person just makes a decision and no one else knows about it. But like they're just like all like, man, we're really bad at designing a game, guys. I don't know. Like this one girl is just absolutely sick. She keeps getting like, so she can turn into the alien from Alien. She can summon a mech suit.
Right.
She can turn into an angel and make everyone around her invincible.
Cool.
She can just do all this stuff all the time, and nobody else can because it was like a first come first clear or whatever thing, and she can just do it, and like everyone else is just literally like every time there's an event, it just cuts to these other players who are all fancy or whatever, and they're just like, oh god, I hope she doesn't show up. Like they're like trying to role play and stuff and be like all like edgy and cool, but then like someone will be like, oh no, I think that Maple girl showing up, and they're like, oh, we're doomed, we're dead, this is the end for us. It's like it's like a horror game now for them, like everyone else.
Terrified by her.
It's messed up. But yeah, that's my thought. I want to play this game because I love the idea of playing an MMO where one person is just extremely fucked up and you have to deal with it. Like, you better hope you can just play the MMO like normal, but God help you if this person's logged in that day. I really like that
Yeah,
conceptually.
kind of
Like, it'd be really funny.
It is like, it's really ridiculous.
My second thing was that 22/7, the idol anime with the wall.
Oh yeah.
The wall spit
brother.
out. In
The wall continues.
the last episode before this week's one, the wall spit out an order that said disband. So they disbanded their idol group and they destroyed all of the buildings that were associated with the wall.
Wait, what? They destroyed the buildings?
Yeah, the wall's still there though, because it's underground. But they like, they
Like
destroyed.
the building was demolished?
No, like it has like X's over the windows and everything. It's like, yeah. They like cleared it out. All of the idols went their separate ways.
Wow.
Again, there's 3 episodes left. Don't know where they're going with this. The most recent episode was just all of them being like, damn, it's fucked up that we're not idols anymore. One of them is like out of her mind and just like dancing in the street doing idol concerts for no one, and then when people come up and go, wow, you're doing the idol song, I love that song, she runs away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this girl okay?
No,
she started doing it in her room, or she was doing it in her room until she went outside, but she was doing it in her room, and then her parents kept going like, she's still singing, we need to talk to her. And they go, honey, do you want to go out to eat tonight? And she's just like keeps singing and dancing, and then they're like, honey, and then she starts crying, and they're like, oh no, you can keep singing, goodbye. They leave her. It's fucked. I don't know.
What in the...
I don't know what's going on with the wall. They still haven't explained anything about the wall. When the wall said disband, the man who's in charge of everything, who like hired them all, got very serious, and it was like, this is no joke, this is important, and like, get the fuck out of here. Kick them all out. I don't know where they're going with this. I really don't. Again, I want to know like what fans who actually consumed 22/7's like content before the anime think of all this. Because apparently it has nothing to do with that at all.
Right. It's very different.
And I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is them trying to like set up that they're gonna kill off the idols in real life or something.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, is it like one big massive like troll project? Like,
I don't know what's going on.
It's messed up.
It's really weird and twisted.
Being in that fandom must be really
it must be really weird, right? Like, because it's like,
what is this?
I mean, all idol fandoms are weird and kind of scary, but I think like this one is just like, it must just be weird to be consuming it and be like, what's true? What's the truth? What is the canon? What is the...
Yeah, I mean, again, thinking back to, again, the Idol Masters and Azlagia anime, like, which is nothing to do with, like, how Idol Master works.
Yeah,
again,
right.
Could this just be another case where they decided, let's just do something weird with these characters with a similar premise, but just be really far off the rails as to what the canon actually is? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe. Is it that? But it could be. But it's just very odd, especially since it's something that's, like, new and not established like Idol Masters, so for them to make the anime up front very odd and very distant from what people think the canon is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Unless they are suggesting something with that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Very twisted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And speaking of twisted, not to spoil too much for John, but Irma ended on a really twisted note. Okay, we're fine. We're just gonna discuss it.
Yeah, Devi God. Yeah. Devi God. It was good, but it ends twisted.
It ends really twisted. Yeah.
It ends really twisted. Wow. It was a really nice wrap-up episode where they clearly like kind of did the whole thing going through each character and being like their relationship with Iruma, and Iruma kind of like indirectly checking in on them. It was good. It was really good. It was like it was just pleasant overall, and then it just ends that way. It was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like what happened there, and it's exciting. It's exciting because basically season 2 is confirmed for them to do that, right? So it's like, oh, I'm excited. People say this is people say that arc it's leading up to, who read the mangas, they say it's really good. So I'm like,
I believe it.
I believe it.
So 2 things. One, in the episode, it's great. We got that one more Clara song. I think my favorite part of the episode is the part where Asmodeus is like, oh fuck, how I'm sure that Clara is doing some insane bullshit right now, and it immediately cuts to just the middle of her song while they're all floating over their fucking cauldron or whatever.
Yeah,
going
they're twisted like ritual
time or whatever.
They're doing their twisted like demonic like circle around the cauldron, but in their heads they're hearing this their cute song.
Yeah, it's the same song as always. It's just so good.
Different lyrics.
Oh yeah.
Which I think now to put into perspective, I think they're hearing and picturing that cute song in their head, but for anyone outside that perspective, they might be doing something twisted.
Yeah.
Actually, which is really good. Yeah, they get a little jealous of each other, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna cook Iruma the best meal because something's off about him." And he's like, "Oh, if you combine these meals, because classic Iruma, they actually just tastes really good. So like, what a nice solution." And the meals look twisted. Like,
yeah, they really
just had to deal with a fish. Oh, he had to deal with a fish.
I loved his butler being like, "Yes, Alice, you're doing it. Yes."
You're so supportive. Yeah, so supportive. Yeah. Oh.
But then the real thing, and I will say, what is twisted is at the end of the episode, Iruma turns into Devilman. Man. He just looks like fucking Akira from Devilman.
Hell yeah.
And
he's twisted. He looks twisted.
He says, "Why are you waking me up at the ass crack of dawn, Gramps?" Which is that is just twisted. I am sorry.
We don't know what happened before that. We don't know what happened before that.
We don't.
It just shows the next day where he's all different personality for some reason.
It is warped. I could not believe that after Iruma goes to bed and he's like, "I'm so happy. Iruma. I have all my friends." And now, yeah.
Yami Iruma.
It is twisted. It is twisted, and I don't want to wait until April 2020, which is when the next season is apparently. 2021. I'm sorry. Not 2020. If it was 2020, I wouldn't have to wait. It would be great. I'd be like, yes, next month. Let's go. Up, yeah. I wish. No. It's fine. There's plenty of shows we got coming out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Iruma. Holy shit. I was like, wow, at the end of the episode. I didn't expect it. All right. John, Pokemon, everyone seems to be saying Pokemon's great. I keep seeing everyone say they're really happy about the current Pokemon season.
Yeah, people seem to be really into this season. No, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm quite enjoying where things are going as time goes on. I will say I'm glad that I'm glad that they're trying some new things, because they're letting characters catch different Pokemon. They're letting Pokemon evolve. They're letting things just that you wouldn't expect to happen.
Yeah, they're letting them catch evolved Pokemon, which I thought was interesting.
Ash, straight up, right now, after these last 2 episodes, has like half of a competitive team. Because he has...
You never thought it'd happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a Pikachu that can Gigantamax, which is competitive. He's got a Dragonite. And in episode 16, he catches a fucking Gengar. Like, a Gengar! So, there was an episode previously where there was this Gengar, like, haunting the Institute. And everyone was like, oh boy, what's up with this Gengar? And they actually, like, continue on with this Gengar. It's not just like a one and done episode. The Gengar, turns out, was abandoned by his trainer at the Institute, like years and years ago. And so he grew to hate humans and decided to like haunt the Institute and scare people away. And so it turns out that the professor just didn't care about the haunting and just kind of thought it was funny, so he still bought the place. But the Gengar just ramped up his annoyances until he really starts following Ash around. And Ash starts getting chills all the time and is feeling real sluggish. And it turns out it's because it's he thinks it's Gengar's curse. But then they end up fighting Team Rocket, and Gengar teams up with Ash. And it turns out Ash just has a cold, and it wasn't actually Gengar cursing him. He was just sick. Which, that was cute. And then Ash ends up catching the Gengar, and, it's all good. I'm looking at I'm gonna look at the Bulbapedia section here because you know how fucked up things get on Bulbapedia. Apparently, this episode makes it the first time Ash has actually caught a ghost type Pokemon.
What? Yeah. Oh, because he never caught Haunter, I guess.
Never caught Haunter. With Gengar's capture, Ash has now officially owned at least one Pokemon of all 18 types.
Took him that fucking long, huh?
Yeah. There was also a section where Gengar gets sucked up by a vacuum cleaner, which is a little Luigi's Mansion joke. It's very good.
That's a little sick, I think. It's a Ghostbusters joke. What are you talking about?
Well, a vacuum is specifically Luigi's Mansion.
I guess so.
So then the next episode, Ash and Go are training. And Scorbunny... Did I say the right name? Oh, yeah, I did.
Yes.
Again, watching it in Japanese fucks me up. Because even the subtitles use the Japanese names.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not right. So Scorbunny is teased by Go's Darmanitan because it can't use a fire move. It keeps trying to spit out an ember, and it doesn't work. And so the whole episode is just Scorbunny being real upset, but Go isn't really understanding of his feelings. Go's just like, well, you can't use a fire move, so we're just going to keep using like Quick Attack and Double Kick, and you're good at that. You don't gotta learn a fire move. But Scorbunny really wants to learn a fire move. And so he keeps running around trying to use a fire move. But then Go accidentally comes across Team Rocket's secret lair. Which is pretty funny. They end up going to...
They can afford somewhere?
It's like underneath a phone booth. They just like have a cave under a phone booth. And I mean...
That seems above their, I love them, I just want to say that, but that seems above their mental pay grade, if you get me. Mm-hmm. That seems like, I don't know. It's like actual Team Rocket or our Team Rocket?
It's our Team Rocket. It's the fucking...
That's weird, then. I guess you did say that they're actually, funding them now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting that gotcha thing where, a Pelipper shows up and drops a gotcha machine on them, and they just get a Pokemon. That. Yeah, it's very good. I don't know. It's wild. I mean, maybe Team Rocket just has all this stuff lying around, and Giovanni's just like, yeah, sure, you can go here, whatever. Who knows? But I guess it turns out that what's the Choodle? There was a Choodle a couple of episodes ago. And I guess that's just going to be Jessie's Pokemon because it just follows her around now.
I straight up forgot what Choodle was for a whole 5 seconds, and then I remembered and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's the fucked up.
I don't like it.
It is fucked up.
I like its evolved form. Its evolved form is cool looking. But
yeah, Dreadnought's fine.
Yeah, I like Dreadnought.
Yeah, it looks better that way.
Yeah, Choodle's fucked up. I don't like Choodle.
Choodle looks like a
ugly baby face.
Like a bully character in a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, just really.
It does. It does. But then finally, they figure out how to use a fire type move because Scorbunny learns to run in place, and then it heats up its feet, and then it can kick a rock, and that turns into Ember, I guess. So then they defeat Team Rocket, and then Scorbunny evolves into Raboot, but Raboot's all pissed because Go treated him badly. So
Oh shit.
We'll see.
I mean, after seeing like how Go even like started getting with Score Bunny in the first place, I think Go's a real bastard. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, he was kind of a bastard with all of that. I don't know. Let's look at the trivia here. We can make this a running thing where I look at the Bulbapedia trivia here.
Okay.
It says when entering Team Rocket's secret base, James enters the numbers 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6 on the number pad. Using Gorowase, these numbers can be read as Musashi Kojiro, which are Jesse and James's Japanese names. That's funny.
Wow.
Wait, their name, that's really good in Japanese. I never knew that those were their Japanese names. That owns.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's really good.
Wow.
Bulbapedia on the scope. Yeah.
Is that all the trivia?
There's also a section where when they're in their cave, Team Rocket plays Shiritori, and they specifically say it's nasty plot Shiritori, which is the like word game where you have to say a word that starts with the end of the last word.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so they have to say things that are evil, and it's just kind of funny because like Jesse just fucks up constantly. It's very good. And then like Wobbuffet is involved with it too, so it's really funny because like they're like, wait a minute, Meowth, are you actually saying like, are you matching up with what Wobbuffet's saying, or are you just doing what you want to do? It's really good. But yeah, I sure, next episode, they're going to the fucking whatchamacallit, the fucking what gym? The Vermilion Gym, which I didn't see Lieutenant Surge. If Lieutenant Surge is there, that'd be pretty funny. We'll see how that goes. And I'm looking on Bulbapedia, and I guess the episode after that is going to be about Ditto.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Are they going to reveal that it's Mew?
I have no fucking idea.
I keep waiting for them to do that at some point. I really
that
want
it's
them
like a
to.
failed clone of Mew. Yeah, they should do that. Yeah. I don't know. It's all right. It's okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Okay, so, Elvie, are you caught up on Magic Court? I know you're not, John. You're probably, like, on episode 3 or something, right?
Yeah, I'll get back to it. Because now
I think I'm generally caught up.
Now I got time,
Yeah, that's true. It's good. It's really
it's still good. It's going, yeah. The whole AI thing, I did not expect it as like a plot, like, oh, that's interesting. It kind of caught me off guard. It's like, but yeah, it's really good. I also like how, we do have kind of like a main focus of characters, right? We do kind of have like a main commune of magical girls that we're focusing on.
Yeah, we have.
And now they're all just living with each other.
Yeah, we
I
have
guess.
the gay house, like literally, like.
Oh my god! Oh, speaking of that, when they were picking out their mugs, what is going on with that mug store?
What do you mean? You don't have a mug store in your town? They all look like that.
It was like 3 floors of just individual mugs on. First of all, my utter problem with the mug store is that it wasn't even like properly organized by color. So you kind of just go in that store that looks like that. I'm like, I guess I just die, right? I guess I just have to find what I find by looking at every single thing. Oh my gosh! But the whole thing about saying like cows are good. Cows bring people together. Yeah. That was I love that. But anyway, yeah. I like how we what I like of what they're doing, even as someone who does not play, especially as someone who does not play the game, and I'm not that familiar with some of these other characters that are showing. I'm glad that they're not really explaining them. Like I'm glad they're not really talking about them. I was like, oh, we gotta explain who these people are. I like how it's just like, oh, it just is, because we kind of established this rule that there are other magical girls in other locations, and that's kind of like it's kind of like a turf thing. Like I just kind of like we see glimpses of who they are based on what just what we see from the main group's perspective. I don't really need to know, I think, who they are. Like I just kind of see who they are just is based on their design, and I appreciate that. I can just kind of like, oh, okay. that distance I think is fine. I like what they're doing here, where they're not explaining who these other people are, at least just yet. I think it's fine, and I think it prevents me from being overwhelmed personally.
Yeah, the game doesn't much either. Like, these are all original characters for the game, so and this is just the game's story. One thing, I have 2 things I can say. One thing is that I really appreciate, and I hope that they explain more about the Amane sisters, the 2.
Oh yeah, the twins.
Because their backstory isn't explained ever in the main story. It's in their like character stories you have to unlock if you roll them, which is great. But like it's really good. Like their stories, I really like it a lot. It's interesting.
Yeah. Like those 2 definitely stood out the most because it's like, oh, twins.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Like, do they have a shared wish? Like I have questions about that. But then right now it's like, oh yeah, I don't need to know anything about them right now. Like I'm fine with that, and I'm fine if I don't. I think like again, it seems like they're just like they're outside what our main focus circle is, right? And yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And I think like the Alina character, the green hair one who showed up, her backstory is really interesting, and I'm sure we'll get to it at some point. We're approaching the end of the I think the last episode's next week, I think maybe.
Ooh.
Or something.
Yeah.
They are ending on a banger. I will tell you that from knowing how that story goes. So I knew that it was going to end at this specific part of the story, but it'll be good. Some classical Madoka stuff. They did change some stuff from the games now in a more notable way. One, they removed my favorite scene, which I've mentioned before, I think, where Homura shows up and is shooting and is like helping them by shooting one of the Amane sisters, and one of the Amane sisters says, "Please stop shooting me. Why do you have a real gun?" and is like really fucked up about it. She's like upset.
True.
They cut it out. I'm very upset about that.
Oh my god!
They cut out Madoka and Homer are supposed to be in this arc. They were in the game, so I'm assuming. I think it's a better move not to, if I'm being honest with you, to not, because like, listen, Madoka and Homer, kind of a big deal in the Madokas, okay? To just sort of like have them show up like that would be maybe a little distracting.
Maybe it'll be the last episode. Maybe they just reposition.
They'll show up at some point. I'll tell you that, because
I think they're saving them. Yeah.
The other thing they changed is they made Mommy on the bad guy's side.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's going on here? It's a little confusing right now. I'm like, I kind of don't get it, but I guess it will be explained to me at some point.
They she was, that wasn't in the game. She was just vibing in the game, I guess, basically. And so I think it's interesting that they did that. I think it makes sense. It makes sense specifically considering, Mommy's character in the original Madoka, she's very like anxious all the time and stuff like that.
Right.
Like it makes sense that she would be on the side of like, oh, we'll solve all the problems. Trust us, guys.
Right.
Yeah. I continue to really like that they add more of the Uwasas, the rumored witches or whatever, in the opening.
Yeah.
They add them to the windows and stuff like that as they see them. Yeah. It's cool. I think this is a very smart adaptation. I've said it from the beginning, but it continues to impress me. It really does, especially because like the Fate Go one's ending soon, and like the more I've watched of it, I'm just like, like I could have just played the game, I guess, and probably had a better experience. I don't know, like it's like cool to see the Fate Go stuff, but like the Magic Record stuff's like really, really good, and like a lot of people probably won't play the game, so it's like great that this story is able to be seen in like a different way that is like, I wouldn't say like better or worse at all. It's just a different telling that I think accomplishes a lot. I'm very impressed with it, and I'm glad that they keep giving me free pulls in the Madoka game every time an episode comes out. Cool. I don't know. I think that's everything I wanted to say about Madoka. I'm trying to think. I love the Sana, the little green haired girl. She's great.
Oh yes.
Her arc is like brutal in the game, so they made it a little less brutal, which is nice, but it's still like pretty sad.
As it was like, oh whoa, this is wow, they're really like the tone of like each art, like each story they're exploring is like, oh yeah, it's getting darker. That's interesting that it's a little more actually heavier than what they're portraying.
I think like it's really sad in the game because they like really hammer home how sad. So her wish was basically to become invisible. and like there's like events in the game, like the Valentine's event specifically is like where it like really strikes you like, oh god, this poor girl like really fucked herself with this one, because like she wants to go to the store and buy everyone Valentine's presents, and she can't use like check out basically, so she has to like stock and find a self checkout machine somewhere and stuff like that, and like she can't talk to anyone, like she can't do anything. It's twisted.
Christ. Yeah.
She just had depression. She didn't deserve this.
I know.
That's Madoka, I guess.
That's everyone. Yeah, that's everyone in this series. Well, yeah, mostly everyone.
Well, we'll have the real depression soon. It'll be good. I think, like I've said this before, but like there are a lot of issues with the original Madoka.
Yeah.
But none of those are in this. I can tell you that. So it'll be good. It'll be.
I don't feel that vibe. Yeah, so far I feel like it's just been very good about like. Here are these like group of girls like in a shitty situation, and now they're trying to make do with it, and this is gonna they're trying to make do with it with something that there's not really undeserved, and like if there's a greater purpose to it, maybe there is, like it's I like how kind of it's very open ended about that.
Yeah.
But there's still something very dismal and horrible about this secret, the secret underbelly that the rest of like society does not know about. Or romanticizes in fiction, like the idea of a magical girl or like a superhero, right? Whereas the original series, that's the same thing, but I felt like it was very punishing, in a lot of ways, for no reason.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of, like, really over-sensationalizing, like, oh, yeah, this is really dark and bad. And again, like, I feel like Madoka unfortunately triggered this brief time period where we had, like, a lot of...
Yeah, the wick sauces
dark magical...
shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, please. Like, dark magical girl stuff that was very shout and just wants to be, like, violent and, like... just superficially like exploitive, for the sake of just saying like, oh, we're a magical girl show, but actually we're dark,
fucked up, guy.
We're edgy, like edgy, and then like metal music, so I feel like I don't feel that way here. Like it feels very balanced in what it wants to clearly say up front. Was it the first episode, like at least in the anime, the first episode out front where she's talking, where Iroha's like outright talking to that one girl on the train, or was it a bus?
It was a train.
It was a train, and like she's just that one girl talking about like I regret her regretting her wish because she wished to like date her crush, but now they're not dating anymore. They broke up.
Yeah.
So now it's like I chose, like her contracted to do this horrible thing now for something that was she didn't realize was temporal. Is like I felt like that speaks to what the whole series is. Like this idea of like. What not just like speaking on morality per se, but like how easily personal choices can like lead you to the wrong thing, and like it sucks. Like and, like a lot of times it's very undeserved. But yeah, it's really good. I in a way I kind of like it more than Madoka in a way, but like I think it's you need Madoka, the original Madoka, to watch this at all or to digest it, because I think it's necessary. Like I feel like you're gonna be more lost if you don't. In a way, it's not necessary, but you do need that for the establishment of the world's rules, right?
Yeah. No, I think the Measure Record, I think I like it more than normal Madoka, having played a lot of the game. Like the story's still coming out in the game, so I don't know. Like I
feel, I like it for how it feels. I think just like how it's feeling, and like I like each at least how each thing resolves so far. You feel good coming out of it.
Yeah.
There's like some sort of, whereas like original manga, it was like, oh, it just got getting worse, right?
Yeah,
and like, oh.
It'll get a little worse soon, but it'll resolve itself. It'll be fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, it's good. It's good shit. I'm really interested, personally, to see how they adapt the arcs after this next one. Basically, so whenever it comes back to the second core, I think it's the summer.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll be interested to see how they translate it, because so the game is very like, so the way they translated Fate Go is easy because Fate Go is just a linear thing basically, right? It was just right. You see this one chapter and it goes to chapter 2 to chapter 3, so on and so forth. The thing with the Madoka game is after the next arc, when this arc finishes and the second core starts, they do not tell it linearly anymore. they set it up in a completely different way where you're seeing the story from all these different perspectives of these characters basically, and you unlock like individual chapters for each character, but they're like they put them on a board to show you at what time they took place and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I don't know how they translate that. Like, it might,
that's interesting.
I think they'll probably do a good job. I think it'll be fine. Like, it's not like it's the most complicated thing in the world, but I wonder how much of it will lose that, like, interesting, like, character perspective and stuff. Because you can't, like, in an anime, it's really impossible to just keep jumping around to, like, 30 different characters or whatever.
Right. They have a huge cast, and, so, like, so after this arc, it's kind of like it's up to the player really about like, oh yeah, what campaign or something, or like what mission you want to focus. Is it kind of like that?
Sort of, yeah.
It's kind of free form.
Yeah.
Well, what other series has a huge cast of characters and it was very sporadic with chronology? Bakuno. So if
That's
they do
true.
something like that,
you know what? That's true.
It's possible. Like something like that is possible to do it within a series, and other series has done it. So, but I think it would be jarring for them to try to do that because I think like from the original series and this series, they have been very straightforward with like the order of things.
Yeah.
So it might be an interesting challenge for Shaft to do something like that. Yeah, like I think it's possible, but again, it might be I might be out of like what Shaft, at least from what I recall, Shaft normally does. They've done things where there is an order. I don't recall.
I mean, they do Monogatari, which is like fucking insane sometimes. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, LV, you can talk about Science Fall in Love. If you want.
It ended.
Oh, it ended? Okay, I'm still behind.
I
didn't even see the horny artist girl yet.
Oh, okay. Should I just say it?
Yeah,
then?
you're fine. You're fine. Go for it. I'll watch it.
I can just go. Okay, yeah, you're still gonna watch it. It's not gonna ruin it.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I mean, it's like it's expected. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The main couple does like kind of concept. Yeah, like so essentially they're now on like they've been on their kind of vacation / big like research outing essentially where they're presenting their different projects towards these like coalition of professors at this place, but at the same time they're taking vacation because it's like a town that happens to also have a nice like beach and stuff. So anyway, they actually they're not salacious about it at all, which I'm surprised by. Like there's like brief moments where stuff happens, but no, there's no like fan service really, which is like, oh wow, that's kind of interesting, that's kind of fun, that's kind of cool. This is a series about like joking about like sexual tension and stuff, but there is no really fan service in the series, which is like, oh wow, I appreciate that. And yeah, there's just hijinks, like the slacker guy. He's like his presentation, for instance, he's like, he wants to talk about like the idea of probability and the most ideal way to finish something like a dating sim, which in a way it's a topic, but then one of the hard-strung like professors observing this and kind of grading this is like like constantly debating with him, and it actually turns out that was to his benefit. As scary as the guy was, it's like, oh wow, like I never had a proper debate with someone before. Usually for some reason people are scared of me, or like the students don't like fight back defending their projects and stuff. So like, oh okay, because like for him specifically, like throughout the whole thing, he's like, I don't know why. For the big question is like, I don't know how he got this far in the grad program that they're in if he was never really down for like science, which is like, how are you here? But they kind of hints like, yeah, it's that kind of cliche thing where he was following the small one. Because like they clearly have some relationship and past together, but he clearly has like an infatuation for her still. So there's this implication that she kind of inspired him, I guess, to follow her to school and do this. And he somehow survived this far, even though he's kind of like a dunderhead, right? And yeah, so then he basically found something that he can be proud of. Like, oh yeah, if I can just focus on like something I'm interested in, then that's fine. I don't have to do something I'm not interested in. Like, there's a way to make science out of something you like. So it's like that's like a good takeaway. And ultimately, the normal girl is the project partner with the main guy. And of course, there's like a misunderstanding. Like the main girl walks in on them hugging, but really it was because the main guy was hugging her because the normal girl was getting anxious and he felt the need to hug her to calm her down. And she just walked in on that, and it was like, but anyway, they presented, it was fine. And then like basically the last 2 episodes was them coming to terms with this miscommunication, and like, you know, she knows the reality of like, okay, yeah, nothing bad happened, but the main girl is really coming to terms with the fact that like she's feeling very upset about this, and this idea that like she does not know how to like regulate her emotions, and like it goes into a little more about in the past she was very like she intentionally isolated herself from other people. She was very like academic, into science. There was a really funny scene where she was being bullied and they like pour water on her, and she just like explains to them about she explains to them in a convoluted manner of like how they're like, oh yeah, you know, you guys are terrible and stuff. And then when she walks away from them, the bullies are like, how dare she be so smart and pretty? And it's like they were basically just jealous of her the whole time. So like, and then she was just actually like unintentionally popular this whole time, but she always saw herself as kind of like an outer loner person, and she never really felt affection for someone before until this guy. And it was just really upsetting the whole way through. It was like, you know, you feel the secondhand embarrassment where she's trying to get a present for him from one of the gift shops. She trips at there's a whole like long thing where like it's like, oh man, this is such an anxious sequence. Or she trips at some points. She breaks the present. She like goes to him, and she only finds out she broke the thing when she shows it to him. She gets really embarrassed. She runs away. She gets lost at this like town they've never been in before. Like she like walks along a highway. It gets really dramatic. At some point, she breaks her heels. That was scary. I was like, oh my god, that's all you're wearing. You like broke your heels. And the rest of their colleagues, like, you know, they're doing a search party for her. And eventually it comes to terms, like, you know, the guy finds her, they kiss. I was like, oh God, finally, thank you. And yeah, they have a moment, and like he carries her and stuff, and it's like just that nice open-ended thing where they kind of like maybe like just kind of accepted the relationship, but they're still in kind of denial about it to their colleagues, and they're just pushing us like, oh no, we're just continuing with the experiment thing about like, yeah, how to analyze love and stuff. So what was most, and like, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was like fine. It was fine. It's not amazing. It's not an amazing thing, but it was just this nice sweet thing to end on where it made sense, and you kind of see it coming anyway, so it's not really spoiling anything. It's like, yeah, of course they might resolve that, right? My main complaint about the series is the twisted, horny artist girl that they introduced only a few episodes ago, where like she does nothing. From like the moment she was introduced, like she kind of has been in the background, and I guess she did something like in these last two episodes. I guess she might have like kind of purposely set up the whole situation to be like bad. Like I don't know, there's a suggestion she broke the present that the girl got. But it doesn't make sense. Like, where was she this whole time? She did nothing really. She was just there. Like there was no reason for her to be introduced, I felt like, in the end, where like a lot of the problems that happen kind of catalyzed without her involvement. So she was just a nothing character this whole time, and that's kind of what's like, she didn't. She just throughout even the beach episode, she did nothing. She didn't even do like a typical like horny thing where it's like, oh, she's gonna like Google what's up. Like she did nothing. But yeah, that's a series that ended the season. So yeah.
Is that your take on it? Ultimately, that's a series that ended.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cute series. I like the ending song. I actually like the opening too. Like the ending song's a really good banger.
Yeah.
There's choreography to the ending song. It's kind of simple. You can learn it as you're trapped indoors. Yeah, it's very cute. Yeah, it's just a cute, straightforward series. Comes and goes. It's not something like, you know, that is like, yeah, it's not a masterpiece. It's just something that is.
And that sometimes that's fine, you know?
Yeah, sometimes that's fine. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing. It was good, though. I think it was good, at least. Decent. Yeah.
All right.
Just some shows that are just like that. It comes and
yeah,
goes
and
in
it's
your
fine,
life.
you know? You need that stuff to better appreciate the good stuff. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I hope you finish it, and
I will.
I'm curious to see what you say.
Yeah, I'll probably say it next time. I bet I'll be caught up by then. Probably. Yeah, we got a little thrown off. Basically, my roommates went out to Katsucon or whatever.
Whoa.
And so then that was like, you know, weekends usually when we catch up on a bunch of anime and stuff like that. So
right.
You know, got a little behind, still catching up. Got like 8 episodes behind on Orphan now or something like that.
Oh my
Don't want to think about that, but you know, yeah. All right. I'll let you know when you get there. John, you wanted to give us the questions. I think that's everything.
Yes, I do. If you want to send in questions or opinions, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and you will sound like these fine folks right here. Century Punk asks, is there an anime you watched that you found was better watched alone, in solitude at night, or on a sick day? Natsume's Book of Friends always had meditations on loneliness that felt perfect for those quiet viewings. I remember watching a lot of I mean, obviously, I don't know if this fully counts, but I have like a sort of connection to a lot of the like early Adult Swim animes, like your Cowboy Bebops, your Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to watch those when I would wait for my dad to come home from like doing work super late at night. So that those shows remind me of that time and like in a sense a loneliness, but also just like a sense of like yearning and a sense of looking forward to seeing someone. So I think that is my answer.
I think I'm glad that I watched Violet Evergarden both times alone. I think that's a weird one. I couldn't imagine watching that in a group setting. I don't think like definitely needs time to sit. But at night I'm trying to think of what's a good one. Opening my Annie list real quick and checking my completed tab.
Digging through my brain library, like what
Yeah.
did I watch? That would. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, something that's like when you're alone. I don't know. That's tough for me because like anime is a very social thing for me. Like I at least for me personally, like I use it to watch like with my girlfriends or like with my roommate. Like it's very rare that I'm watching anime alone. Like unless it's like one we're watching for the show most of the time because you know I got a limited time to do so. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I've been watching a lot of stuff alone recently, but I don't see it as a lonely experience. It's because these are a lot of shows I can talk about with you all, and also that, like, you know, they might be also series I can talk with friends about, even though I'm not watching it with them, but I'm keeping track, like, of other people's, like, watching, you know, so, you know, kind of like when people talk about, like, other shows, too. Like, it's a nice, you know, I hear a lot about, like, my coworkers, like, oh, hey, did you hear about this podcast? Or, like, did you watch that thing on Netflix? Stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's a shared experience indirectly, even though I might be watching something alone. But if I were to think about something that, like, kind of, like, imbues those feelings, I think I feel like in high school, you know, there was, like, a lot of, like, romance stuff, you know, that I was watching, I think, you know, kind of, you know, like, my anime taste was kind of, like, just, like, reformulating and stuff. But I remember a time, like, I think it was high school, where I was just watching a lot of the key adapted anime, so things like Air, Clannad, Canon, and I feel like those series kind of evoke this feeling of loneliness because a lot of them kind of have very sad themes about them, even though they might have a happy outcome, where they're each dealing with character, you know, because again they were coming from like dating sim, so like they were each dealing with characters that had a particular sense of like longing, or there's something going on with them, you know, and you're like the Avatar main character is like the one kind of coming into their life and kind of changing and uplifting them. And I feel like that weirdly I've timed a point in my life where I wasn't sure where I was going with things, right? I was in high school and I was like, huh, I don't know what things will lead me to here, and yet I was watching these shows that was basically about other people in high school, kind of like at a high school age, exploring themselves, or they have something dire going on, you know. I think especially something like Clannad, especially, that made me cry. Like, you know, Clannad was like sad. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna say that for like Clannad made me cry. I think that was definitely a series I remember that made me cry at some point, because of like just like like not even in the end of the series we're like, oh wow, that's like so sad. So like, there's a character in Clannad where she lost her parents, unfortunately, and the arc, yeah, her name is Katsumi, I think, I forgot. Katomi, I don't remember her name. It started with a K, I think. And she was one of the first arcs the series deals with, and like the whole thing is like, you know, she lost her family in a fire, and she like lives by herself. And the arc wraps up with her basically, her parents were scientists or something, and they were exploring something that has a lot to do with kind of the supernatural elements that was going on in the series, and explains it a little bit, like multiverse theory, basically. Whoa. And they died in a fire. I think. I don't remember. But anyway, they passed away. She's by herself now, and like, there was this whole thing where this male rebounded and eventually returned to her, and it was like a teddy bear, I think. It was a teddy bear, and that was like a very touching arc from what I remember. So I don't know. I was just like those series in particular from that like from those visual novels, I think were really touching to me at that point in time. I think if we were talking about loneliness.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah. Real quick, Robin also sent in a couple of opinions that I will go over real quick. No, just one opinion. I'm sorry. I haven't been keeping up with the seasonal anime. Instead, I've been binging Kamen Rider. Kabuto is so much fun, with Tendo being such a funny, perfect Ikemen main character, and the super speed freeze the world gimmick makes all the fights great. Are we gonna have to start talking about fucking Toku now? Because we have that shout factory chant thing with all the Toku.
And I've been watching a lot too.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't even been watching most of the ones Robin's been watching. Is the craziest thing.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we watch an episode of, like, Japanese Spider-Man in the SciTube.
That's basically Toku.
Yeah. I mean, it is Toku.
It's literally Toku, yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's fun. But there you go.
It's something I kind of do want to get into, but I haven't. I just don't know where to begin. I mean, like, I grew up, like, I still do. I legitimately love something like Power Rangers. Like, I think I'd love Kamen Rider, but I'm just, like, I haven't gone there. I feel like once I do, it's over, you know?
Watch Build, Kamen Rider Build,
okay.
LV,
All
you
right.
will love the main girl in that. You will love her. She is this woman who is just like she's constantly like, I'm going to bed, fuck you guys, or whatever, and she's an online idol also.
Oh my gosh.
And it just gives me, I think you would really like her. I really do.
Oh boy.
She's twisted.
Oh boy. All right.
All right, let's see here. Natalie sent in 3 questions. All right, so let's see here. All right, first one. Which of your favorite anime characters would ignore advice and unwittingly spread coronavirus where they are the asymptomatic carrier?
Oh my god.
All of the cast of Nichijou.
Yeah.
All of the cast of
Except
Bakuno, they all
for,
drank from the alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bakuno. Bakuno.
They all drank the party.
All the fucking healing good girls, because they're not doing shit about it.
Damn, it's true.
Fucking believe it.
Damn.
They only care about the special viruses.
It's fucked up.
Cutting commentary.
Yeah, they don't care.
The Eurocamp girls are safe because they're just out
in the wilderness, not
who knows
interacting
where.
with anybody.
They're only interacting with each other and they're making hot pot. I guess
Yeah,
they're
that's
safe.
fine.
You know,
They'll
they're
be
just
fine.
they're fine. They know better. They know what to do if the situation arises. So they'll respond efficiently, I think.
Absolutely. I can't answer this question because I don't know anything about Bleach, but which Bleach character's Bankais do you feel will be most effective in controlling and combating the spread of coronavirus?
You're asking me to remember a fucking Bleach character's Bankai. I don't fucking remember.
I know nothing about.
I refuse.
Yeah, none of us know anything about Bleach.
I watched
I
all
know
of it,
that.
okay?
Okay.
That's the worst part,
My-
and I couldn't tell you.
My ignorant opinion's like, oh yeah, those like bone people are very horny about.
Oh, the Espada? Yeah.
Yes,
Insane,
and then
I
they
get
were
it.
mad, or that shipping between Orihime and that sad one.
Oh, Kiora,
That was like a spicy one that's been going off, and then people were so upset, which I understand because I don't even know anything about that series, but I was like, huh, that makes sense. How did that happen?
The real
like,
good
anyway.
shit is Grimjow Jabberjocky, who is one of those guys. He's
That's a name?
Yes, he is the Shadow the Hedgehog of Bleach.
Alright.
He has the blue hair. And he has
okay, I
like
know
the
that.
jawbone. Yeah,
I think I know who does.
he's
Yeah,
great.
okay, I know who that
He
is.
rules.
Oh, really? I just call him the bone people.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That one girl has like underboobs and like it's just bone on top.
Yeah,
That's not
I
how
don't.
that works.
Yeah, and then there's like the
It's
green
like
hair one with the giant
bone.
boobo.
Oh yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, it's a boob bone.
I don't know jack shit about this show. I'm sorry, everybody.
I mean, here's the
You're
thing.
safe.
Most of it's
You're safe.
pretty good. I say most of it, and I mean like 50% of it. That's not most. It's
That's not
even less
most.
than that, maybe.
That's half.
It's maybe less than half if it is really good.
49.9%.
If you just ever, if you're ever bored, John, I'm just telling you, like
I'm
the
not,
first,
I'm not
like,
that bored.
okay, I was gonna say the first like major arc of Bleach, pretty good. You could just watch it, stop.
There's a bunch of other shit that I need to watch and that I don't because I have brain problems. I'm sorry, so I'm not
Oh,
gonna watch
that's
Bleach.
fair.
All right, last question from Natalie here. More seriously, as many people will be stuck inside more than usual, what are some series you guys would recommend that are too long for the usual Choochagatari assignment, but would be well suited for people suddenly having a need to busy themselves? That's a.
So we said no to One Piece, though. Is that the
We're not going to be one of those
consensus,
people.
Or we're not going to encourage people to be one of those people either.
Very
I'm taking
dangerous.
a stand.
We here don't encourage people to do dangerous things.
You're
even
exactly
though we may
right.
say dangerous things, but we should not. We do not give dangerous advice. I think.
No.
So here's my question. I'm not going to be one of these people, but are one of you people going to be a watch Symphogear person?
I mean, I like
no.
it, but I don't know.
I wouldn't say that. No, I don't. I don't think I even. Yeah, I'm not seeing Symphogear.
I had to ask. I had to ask because that's the fucking.
I mean, it's good. You could watch it. Just like, know what you're getting into.
I'm just saying, like the meme.
Oh yeah, sure. Those people, yeah.
Those people are sick freaks. Yeah.
They're not as crazy as the One Piece people, because like Symphogear is like only like 50 episodes or something, right? And then you're done.
Aren't there multiple seasons though?
No, it's of Symphogear. It's 50 episodes and you're done. It's like 5 seasons, and that's it. But then, like with like fucking One Piece, just die. I don't know.
Okay, I'm looking up long anime. Let's see here.
Well, I was gonna just say
I mean,
Utena, because that just came out on like a bunch of. I think Funimation just re-upped the license or something like that, so it's in a couple places. That's great.
I just think me looking up long anime is funny.
Long anime.
Long
egg is what I'm thinking.
Long egg. Oh shoot, long egg. Long egg is no place is safe from long egg's grasp.
No.
It's too long. It's too long. It like doesn't know where to put itself. I would say, I would say, I'm someone who loves the Legend of Galactic Heroes series, and it's something that's very long, and you need to take your time with it if you like political, like low-key sci-fi. It's not sci-fi, really. I mean, yeah, it's sci-fi. It's like a space opera. But not like Star Wars action-y, but it's definitely fits on the space opera genre because it's more kind of like a political drama. And yeah, I would recommend it if that's something you've been interested in. Like, oh, now it's time. But again, if that's something, I mean, if there's something you want to be not stressful, because again, this is like the series blatantly comments on stuff relevant to a lot of social issues. So that's not a series I would recommend. But if it's something that you've been thinking about, hey, you can join my Twisted Club liking this series. The light novels are really dry. Like, I don't know. Like, and yet I'm like doing my best with them. But I really love this series. Like, I think it's actually, because it's pretty old and kind of somehow gets by a lot of things. The original series, too. It's possible to find full episodes, I'm just saying. But there also was the recent reboot where they made everyone prettier. And it's in HD. But
right.
That's a start, too. You can probably start with that first, I would think. And then if you realize, I think I like this, then maybe you can go work your way up to the original series. Okay. Which is a lot of episodes, yeah. If there's a shonen you like, we're not saying One Piece again.
Hunter x Hunter is a good one, because that's only 100 something.
Yeah. That's not end date anyway.
Dragon Ball Z Kai. That's a good way. Just
there you go.
Just get through
Dragon
that,
Ball. Yeah.
Inuyasha. It's all on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's like
you can even watch it dubbed. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's all kinds of neat stuff. You could be like me when I had a bunch of time a while back and just catch up with a series of Pokemon and do that, and that's just your fucking time. Yeah.
Like, even for recent stuff, you got like Demon Slayer. There's like Boku no Hero. Like, I think the movie came out in U.S. theaters too. The most recent thing. So yeah, there's just a lot of long series you can check out that are not like hundreds.
Cromartie
of episodes,
High School. Fucking watch Cromartie High School.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, watch that.
Yeah.
I don't know where you can watch that. It's all on YouTube, I think, pretty much.
Yeah, I think because there's it doesn't
I got
have
those fucking DVDs.
Home.
You're lucky.
I know.
I don't even think you can get DVDs right now.
Yeah.
Binge a slice of life like Nietzsche.
Yeah, and I mean the Shirobako movie's probably going to come out over here pretty soon. You should watch Shirobako.
Yeah.
I wish Shirobako was shorter, because I was gonna say we should, like, that would match up really well with us talking about Aizoken. Like, Shirobako is very in the same mood as that.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah, just a different perspective. Yeah.
God, I'm looking at I'm looking at my anime list right now, and it's just like, oh, all this stuff is like kind of reasonable shit, and then I see Pokemon the series Sun and Moon, 146 episodes. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me?
I'm telling you, that's that Mia Hunter x Hunter. It's like, it doesn't feel like that when you're watching it, you know?
Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, that's how that goes. Yeah, nice. Do what you want.
So I'm looking at the longest anime list, right? And so, ignoring a lot of, like bypassing a lot of these kind of like anime based on news strips or like kids comics, like Doraemon. So that makes sense because Doraemon's kind of like a timeless character. So there's just like an uneligible amount of like anime adaptations of that character, right? The one that actually has like a story to it in a sense is the longest anime I think thus far that's still airing is Detective Conan, 970 episodes.
I'm not telling anyone to watch that.
That's worse than One Piece.
Which is it's only right above One Piece. One Piece is the next one.
Okay.
At 924
Here's
episodes.
what I posit. I posit that One Piece is much worse because Case Closed is at least a procedural, basically. And has a different,
true.
It's like basically like Law and Order, and if you think about it that way, it's not that bad. But One Piece isn't, and is ostensibly telling an overarching story, and they need to fuck off, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything before that higher is again things that are like based on news strips or kids franchises like Doraemon. Crayon Shin-chan's basically like, think about like the equivalent of like a daily news comic strip. Like that thing's that like Garfield's not gonna end, which is crazy. Something like that.
Yeah, because if
but yeah, Detective Conan, One Piece, they're the top.
Yeah, because if Garfield ends, then the evil Garfield monster will show up and eat people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's there to suppress.
That's what will happen when Jim Davis dies. We'll all be fucked.
Oh my god. Yeah. He needs to hand off the mantle to someone.
He needs to take on an apprentice.
Yes, there's like going to be some dark like ritual training for that to be able.
Listen,
I need to teach you about Mondays.
Listen, I'm gonna reveal myself here. Is that I said that just to make Trixie be like, you motherfucker, because there's literally an SCP that's that, and so I just wanted to fucking. This is specific.
It's Garfield.
It's a fucking evil being that looks like Garfield. That if they stop writing Garfield, then the being appears and starts killing people.
That rules. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great SCP.
It is, and so I said that because I want Trixie to scream at me. So. Come and get it.
I feel like Trixie screaming about that will just be like, yeah, that's an SCP. That's true, Sean.
I don't know. I just like being a bastard, but yeah. Let's see here. All right, quick stuff, real quick. Harlequin Wheels asks, "What's a show people might think you'd be really into that you're not, or vice versa?" I think we could focus on that initial one. Just what's a show people think you'd be into, but you're absolutely not. I'm gonna just be real and say a lot of the horny anime. I feel like this might be me thinking lowly of myself, but I definitely feel like people probably think that I watch a lot of like ecchi and shit, and I don't.
Well, you're just projecting here. I don't know.
I think I might be projecting, and maybe but still, I feel like people probably think I'm way more fucking anime wild than I am, but I'm not. I don't fucking waste my time with that shit. Like, I don't need to see the same fucking scene of someone falling over on a girl over and over again. I'm good. I get it.
I'm trying to think of one. One of mine is like, I hate like all of the Fate anime pretty much. Mm-hmm. Like when it comes to Fate, like I like some of the ideas of the original stuff, but it's like Fate Go is like really, really good because it's like, for the most part, doesn't have like any misogyny or anything, whereas like Fate Zero I mean, like, the original Fate route is like at least has like a means to an end with it, even if it's still like steeping in it because of it being a sex game basically. But like Fate Zero is completely ruined by the Urabochi. Like, it's like I would normally be super into like stupid, edgy bullshit nonsense fighting all the time, but it's like so bad because of like how much he hated women. Like, it's unbearable.
So I talk about dating sims a lot. I do, because I do play a lot of them, or like I like exploring them and like seeing like, oh, what weird. I like the weirdness of them too, specifically. I really specifically like ones that the premise is so wacky and they play it straight. I actually do not like a lot of shoujo anime or series in general. Like I'm pretty sure like I went through like a phase of like a lot of people who discovered anime as like a girl, you know, growing up and like seeing these things like, oh wow, that looks cute, and like I love something like Fruits Basket and stuff, but there's just like a lot of shoujo anime I cannot deal with because they falter too much on the same tropes, or they get, like, I think a lot of them are coming from an era that's like that, a lot of them are coming from tropes that are super dated now, and it's not surprising to see that, as my own comment on how the industry is, like, it's not surprising to see that there hasn't been really a new shoujo title that has stood out in manga and anime that people are talking about right now. I feel like shoujo has not aged well. There's like a lot of like problematic tropes that kind of, although centered on like a girl's perspective and like her doing like, oh, this harem of boys, like there's always a lot of problems, like where like sexism is perpetuated and stuff. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, maybe I also aged out of it too. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I was into it as much as I thought I was. I like things by, staples, like, things like Clamp, Nana and stuff. Like, again, Nana's never going to have an ending probably. but like, now that I think about it, there is a lot more titles out there that I never really explored that I realized were popular at a certain point, but I don't think I ever bothered with them. I don't think I was into them as much as I thought I was. And there so far hasn't been anything that stood out to me right now that that's lasting or really talked about or has come out recently in production. Like Clamp has been commissioned by Netflix to make something original for an anime series. So I'm curious if they're going to do something of that genre, or are they going to continue something from like their like the universe they kind of established already with those characters. But yeah, I'm not actually into romance anime as much because sometimes sometimes I'm just frustrated with them too. I'm like, oh god, like they always play about like the same tropes again with the harem, and like, oh yeah, we know, yeah, it's just like it gets predictable at a certain point.
Basically, we all like different shit that's interesting and isn't super repetitive. That's what we're getting at here, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just thought of another one that normally, by all accounts, taking into my taste, I would like, but I think I just hate. This is going to be a controversial one, so I'm sorry in advance. I hate Gundam. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's valid.
I don't think I hate Gundam so much as, like, I think it's the most overrated thing in the world. I think that's my problem with it.
People treat it like it's
fine.
like mana from the heavens, and like I think it's fine. I like the robots and all that, and like I do like a lot of the political stuff, but shit's long as fuck.
The original series is like really genre defined for like a lot of those tropes and stuff, but like there are many bad Gundam series, and I don't know why some people are lifting a lot of them with like oh, this is good. Like, no, I think it's really the franchise's like legacy that is like kind of blurring people's perspectives and like properly judging each series, like we could talk about the original series, which I think is good, and again, I think, like, coincides with me liking Legend of the Black Tigers. They kind of like are contemporary, and I feel like the tropes in sci-fi anime came from those two series in particular, but like if we're talking about like some of the recent kind of series, I don't think what was the one where like they killed off someone and then his brother came back and they just made him
I know which one you're talking.
Was that Destiny?
I think it might have been Destiny.
That was on Adult Swim. I think that's the one I said. I was like, that's not good. What is that? That's terrible. That's awful.
I think it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the way that people talk about it is like John said, like they act like it's like some heavenly thing, like this most amazing thing you'll ever see. And like, when it's good, like, it's still good stuff too, and I do have to see more of it, I'll admit to it, but like I'm so discouraged by it because like the way people talk about it makes me think like, oh, this is going to be really good, and then I watch it and it's like okay, and I'm like, all right.
I think the thing
it's not
I think the
groundbreaking.
thing is that a lot of people probably just watch Gundam and like nothing
That's
else.
what I think. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I think a lot of the people who like go off about Gundam are like very like, oh, because it's a good anime, unlike all the other ones. It's like,
Like, I know for a fact there are people who just watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
That's their only-
yeah.
and that's fine. Like, they find joy in that, but they don't really watch it. They're not anime
And you know
watchers,
what?
but they watch Dragon Ball.
They're more
Yeah.
right than people that just watch Gundam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
no, I think you're right. I think you're onto something
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, I'm speaking from bias as a fan of that franchise, but yes, I think you're right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have another question, but they're basically just asking us what our personas are, and I don't know if we want to do that. So.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure we kind of answered that previously anyway. So.
Did we not answer a question like that before?
Yeah, probably.
Listen to our old
Yeah.
episodes. Jesus.
You can find it. Yeah. We basically did that last episode. Now that I think of it, it was the Monogatari one with the animals.
Yeah, there you go. So just listen to our old shit. All right, we're done. We're done with the
We're done with the episode.
Yeah, I mean,
We're done with the questions. Okay. Well, remember, everyone, if you have any opinions or questions, come kill me for Gundam. It's fine. Believe me. Go do it. Tell me about it. Tell me what you like about Gundam. I'd love to know.
As someone's working on their Gundam kit while listening.
Yeah.
to
So
this.
they're just like they're snapping one off, and they're like, oh.
They
No,
mess up
I
a
have
paint
I have
job.
nothing wrong with the Gundam designs. I think the Gundam designs are very good for the most part. I really like them, especially the fucking the red one. I like the red one with the big arms.
The red one?
Charzaku.
There's
Yes, that one, the Zaku. Yeah, I like that one. I think it looks silly. Okay. So yeah, send in questions or opinions to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or Twitter, whatever. I'll find them. We can do something with them. But yeah, that's everything. Okay, so now I get to explain the anime next time that we're doing. Next time on the anime that we're watching for the month, we're going to watch Tanaka-kun is Always Listless. This was recommended by Century Punk, I believe. Yes?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Okay. So yes, thank you for that. And it's on Crunchyroll, so no problems here. Just go find it. It's also on Funimation, so if wherever. Yeah, it'd be good. Probably, I hope. I think it's good. I watched like half of it before. I thought it was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. Much more lighthearted than what we've been watching. Let me tell you, folks, we've watched a lot of intense anime. I don't know. I've been thinking about this. Like, we watched Erased.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of things. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Let's take a
we've
chill
been through the
time.
ring. Now it's going to be chill out time. It's going to be just silly old slice of lifetime. And the next time, I don't know, we'll watch something about a murder or something.
Yeah,
And it'll be
woo!
like brutal again.
as the pattern is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me in these trying times.
Yeah.
And discussing all of these anime. I hope everyone out there stays safe also in these trying times. Just, watch anime if you can. Watch soothing things, maybe. Or watch intense things if you can stomach it. I don't know. That's how I work. Like, I like to watch, like, really hype, like, fight stuff a lot of the time. Like, when I'm, like, down. That's why I have, like, 100 rewatches of the Gurren Lagann movies, because I'm twisted. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm depressed. Let me watch a mech punch. Yeah. All right, so everyone, stay safe, wash your hands, etc. And keep on watching anime with us. Thanks for listening.
Life is a journey, feelings of hopelessness, loneliness. She sweeps them all away, able, graceful, and always keeps her promises. Every end spirit is free and stay